What's going on, everybody? I see the title. We will be joined by the one and only male Enlightenment TV today, getting things set up. Like to welcome everybody to the program. Y'all know how we do. Got to play the long intro, give everybody time to get in here, but we about to get it going, about to get it started. Let's play ball.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
Something special happened today. I got green lights all the way, with no big red sign to stop me, no traffic jam delay. See, I was driving over the moon in my big hot air balloon, high into the darkness. I hope I get there soon. There's so many things to do, so many people I need to talk to, and they've all been waiting for me. Well, I gotta make it through. Something special happened today. I got green lights all the way, with no big red sign to stop me, no traffic jam delay. Thank my stars for every green. You have no idea what it means. No, no. To a man who's always traveling, who's seen the things that I've seen. I don't know what's yet to come. Not sure of anything that I've done really makes that much difference. Well, I hope it has for some. Something special happened today. I got green lights all the way, no big red sign to stop me. No traffic jam to me. Well, I was driving over the moon, in my big hot air balloon, floating high up in the darkness. I promise that I'll make it to you very soon. Something special happened today.
What's going on, good people? That's what I said when I was on mute and y'all couldn't hear what I was saying, and I was looked at myself trying to fix my shirt. I'm on mute. I ain't ready, but I'm ready. I'm ready. Ready enough. That's what we'll do right there. We'll just say I'm ready enough. You know, my shirt was all sloppy. That kind of happened when I was trying to get this earpiece worked through my shirt because I don't like to wear the headsets on my head. Haven't sent the link to Oheen TV. Haven't sent him the link yet. We working on that right now. Got to get that brother the link. I'm about to do right now. I have my reasons why I tend to like to wait until after the intro play, because when people come in while the intro is playing, sometimes it causes a little slight problem. But be that as it may, there it is right here. We rolling. I like to thank everybody for making it in here bright and early. And I'm having some serious failure to launch issues right now. Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness. Having problems, but I'd like to once again thank everybody who made it in. I know I can't miss it right now. Can't miss. Here it is. Got it. Link is officially sent. Me and him communicated through text, so I know he's ready to go and in the building. Just had to do my end and make sure that the good brother got the link, and now we ready to go. Ready to go. But as always, shout out those that make it in first. My man, Mr. Negative, the negative man, made it in with the first comment today. One of my day ones said, "This should be good." I definitely agree that it will be. Definitely. See the God one in the building says, "Salute, Bernard. Salute to you. Thanks for coming on in today." Cajun Rays in the building. Good morning, Osama Abdu. He says, "I already know this interview will be fire." Shout out to my brothers, Oheen and BR. And he says, shout out to the chat. My man, Bowdy Thug in the building. Bowdy Thug, what's going on? Excalibur. Brian Randall. Almost called you Brian Tobert by accident. The Mac the Trucker, what's good? What's going on? Got the Hood Conservative in the building. Panther God. New, what's going on? Shout out to New. Chris G. I think I saw Chris G right there. What's up? Salute and shout out to Chris G. Soul Provider in the building. He said, "This feels like deja vu." Don't know how. Explain that in the chat. Aaron B, what's going on? I don't know how this feels like deja vu. I'm trying to figure that one out. He said that 2 minutes ago. What was going on 2 minutes ago that made it feel like deja? I don't know. Maybe because you come here every day at around the same time. Maybe that makes it feel like deja vu. I don't know. Oheen, if you're listening, I emailed you the link. I don't know. Maybe he was expecting it. Nah, I know he wasn't expecting it through text because I know he worked from his computer. But shout out to all the good folks that made it in bright and early. See you, Falcon Black, Abdul Jones, Kwame Triple X, Roger Connor, what's going on? Salute to you. Ray Clemens down there, see ya. Shout out to everybody. Should be a good one today. He gracious enough, or bare minimum just did business the right way. You know, he sent me a promo copy of the book, a free advance copy, so to speak, if that's what it's called. Definitely went right through it. Excellent read, greatly enjoyed it. It was solid. I enjoyed how many aspects of what he did and how he did it. He I don't know, he's actually down in the back chat, so I'll get into that with him, but he definitely put his heart and soul into it. He definitely put his heart and soul into it. I'll say that right there. I'll say that right there as I bring him on up. But yeah, I was definitely greatly enjoyed it. So about to get the ball rolling. All right. Had to click there. Counselor Murray came through with a super chat right out the gate. Said male enlightenment doesn't hold back. Should be good. Salute. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Appreciate you coming through with the super chat. You got to get another round 3 of our one-on-ones that we do, because they definitely be good. Definitely good information be getting covered and put on the table. But without further ado, the man of the hour is in the building. Got to bring him on up. Oheen Imora from Male Enlightenment TV. What's going on, brother?
B. Riley, what is up, sir? Glad to be here, man. What is up?
What's up? Glad to have you here. This was a long time coming. We've been talking about for a while, but we was waiting for the book to officially drop and be available on Audible or Amazon.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad we got it together. How long you been working on that book?
Oh man, it's been a minute. Like since it's probably been like a year that I was putting it together, because I wanted to make sure that I was saying the right things. Mm-hmm. I wanted to make sure that the information hit the with the right amount of force, because I think that there's some information that us older gentlemen need to pass on to the younger generation to keep them from falling into the traps and the pitfalls and the mistakes that we've made. So this is basically like a book that I wish this was a conversation that my father was able to have with me. But unfortunately, he was caught in the matrix like so many of us are or have been. So that was the whole situation with that. I just wanted to make sure that the younger men, if there was something that a father could say to a son, this is what I wanted this book to be. So that's pretty much that's how it got started.
Right on. Well, let's back up a little bit before we even dig into the book. One question I always ask people is, how do you find this space? And you said something interesting in the book. You said nobody comes to this space by accident. Mm-hmm. It's no mistake that anybody is here. If you found yourself here, you weren't wrong in whatever it was that led you here. Whatever it is, if life just caused you to start just getting on your computer or your phone and typing in stuff that led you to the algorithm somehow. You didn't make a mistake. So yeah. Mm-hmm. So what was it? What prompted you? How did you find yourself here in this whole manosphere space? Even though, we'll get into that later, because your content is, I always looked at it as more manosphere than black manosphere, but it's kind of, it kind of goes back and forth, Yeah. It kind of goes back and forth. But how did you get into the manosphere space or black manosphere space? How did you even get involved with this?
Well, of course, my story begins like most men that are in this space begins. It's that moment when you recognize that everything that you ever believed is a lie. It's that moment when you start to understand that everything that was taught to you, the indoctrination systems, you start to realize that none of it is real. And I think the moment it happened for me was I was trying to live what you would classify as the dream, where you start the family and you have the wife and the 2.5 kids and the dog and all of those things, only to be woken up to a reality that I made a bunch of cataclysmic mistakes on that journey. So of course I'm not going to get into detail right now because I know you want to ask me some questions about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a broken relationship. Then you find out, because there's it's like Thinking Man Templar says, shout out to him, there's a red pill for everything. And you start to recognize, you start to recognize that there's a red pill for relationships. There's a red pill for financial investments. There's a red pill for employment, in entrepreneurship. So there's, so a number of those things came together at the same time. And of course, you start to ask those questions and then you find the red pill space. So that's how it happened for me, bro.
All right. Do you stumbled into Black Ram? Well, if I understand the story right, I think you like reached out to Black Ram after you made a little bit of content. Then you just like reached out to Black Ram, and I think you said you reached out to Sandman too.
Yeah. It was crazy because I was in, while I was going through my situation, I was inspired to start my own channel. And I reached out to Sandman and Black Ram 313. And, Sandman, he was harsh with his criticism. I was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? But, it made me stronger because when you get hit like that, you're either going to fold up and you're going to quit or you're going to, keep going. But Ram, I reached out to Ram and Ram was more like he was more welcoming. He was guiding me, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to him because he is definitely my mentor. So he even helped me with the name Male Enlightenment TV. He gave me a lot of advice and basically helped me on the path to what I'm doing today. So shout out to that brother. And as you know, we do RPP together, Real Pill Perspective. So he has been a great mentor and motivator into making this stuff possible. Yep.
Yeah.
But Joe, we need to talk about how me and you met, bro.
That was the next thing I was about to get into. I was just about to get into that next. I meant to do that first because when I first started, I was just doing, a little pre-recorded video here and there, might do one every week. Sometimes I might, get busy and it might just be, one or two every month. But I made a video responding to Derek Jackson that said so much bullshit. And I basically was like, and this was listening to some of the stuff because he kept appearing on my Facebook feed, by the way, and listening to the shit he was saying and hearing the women agreeing with it, and more importantly, hearing men in the comment section agreeing with it. I was like, man, this can't be reality. I can't just be the only person on earth that realize that what's being said here does not correspond with reality. That's really low key how I ended up finding the manosphere, because I was sitting there thinking, man, I know somebody somewhere got to be countering this shit, and that's how I stumbled into Obsidian, because Obsidian did a full hour-long book review on one of Derek Jackson's books, and that's how I stumbled into Obsidian. And he's the one I reached, much like how you reached out to Black Ram. Obsidian is the one that I kind of reached out to like that, and so forth and so forth. But anyway, one of the first videos I did, this was a few years ago. Channel was real small. I don't even think I had more than 50 subs. I made a video responding to some stuff Derek Jackson had said, because he was breaking down a meme, and he was breaking down what was said in a meme that was going viral. And so I started breaking down that meme and everything he said that was wrong about it when he deliberately misinterpreted the meme. Now, lo and behold, you were actually the creator of that meme.
Exactly.
And then you popped up in my comment section like, yo, I made that meme. And then you was like, I'm about to do a video response piggybacking on yours. I'm about to do a video response, and I gotta give you some credit, because at the time I had only had like man, I want to say I had like less than 50 subs. I could be wrong, but I think I want to say it was less than 50 subs. And when you did that video, I think you may have had only like 900 subs at the time.
Yeah.
You wasn't at 1,000 yet.
No.
And so when you did that video and you linked my video to it, your video ended up getting like I don't know, 8, 9, 10,000 views. But whenever you got a view, I got a view. And in my channel, I got my first little bump on my channel, from that. And that's how me and you, first communicated with each other and got to know each other. We both had small channels, didn't have 1,000, but I ended up picking up I ended up picking up like 200 subs just off you shouting me out when I was, real small. So I've always had to give you props for that. And that was how me and you first got in communication with each other, and we just both been slowly but surely growing and here where we are right now. So yeah, started from the bottom, now we're here, man. Started from the bottom, now we're here. So yeah, that's my story on how me and Oheen met and first started talking in his space. I've been consuming his content ever since then, and vice versa. And so yeah, it's been definitely a ride. Shout out to Clue in the building. Says Oheen on BR show. Salute, definitely salute to you. And oh yeah, I see Golden Child dropping links. He was dropping your Patreon link. Oh yeah, definitely. I want you to, and I don't know how it's set up, because like I said, you sent me the promo code, so I don't know how to properly direct people, but yeah, we want some book sales today. So I want the link to how to get the book.
I got you, bro.
Put that in there after Oheen drop it in there. Moderators pick it up, copy and paste it. I want that flowing through the chat throughout the whole show. I want y'all spamming it out with that. I want some people to go cop a copy of the book, either the audio book. You sent me the audio book. What is it? I take it there's just an e-version of it. They can read it.
No, it's I got the physical copy, the ebook, and the audio book.
Okay.
Have it for every particular person. If they want a physical copy, boom. Ebook, boom. If you want to listen to it, fine too. It's only one thing I ask, man. Please leave those reviews on Amazon, man. You know what I'm saying? So we can reach a wider audience. That's the only thing I ask.
Right on.
Okay, so let me share this with you guys real quick. And then
definitely get that in the chat. What else? See, this what well, I'm gonna let you get that before I start hitting you with a question. I don't know if you one of them people that can type and listen at the same time. I can't. I can. Yeah, I be struggling when I'm trying to type something. I'll be like, man, just hold your question till I get through typing.
Okay, there you go. I put it in.
But all right, yeah. So right out the gate with the book, it's called oh shit, I'm about to botch the name of the book. Say the name of the book before I botch it. The Gentleman's
Book of Enlightenment.
Yeah, Gentleman's Book of Enlightenment. I almost said Gentleman's Guide of Enlightenment, but Gentleman's Book of Enlightenment. There's two things we're going to talk. We're going to talk about the subtitle in there too, because it's called a MGTOW, SYSBM, and Red Pill Guide to Life, or something of that sort. I should have that right in front of me so I can see it. I'm boiling. But no, actually, I do got it right here. I was trying to pull it up so I can get get everything set how I wanted to have it set. So let's talk about that. Now I gotta shout out someone who I already mentioned, Obsidian, because you know he's working on 3 books. I think his first book is finished. I don't know if he hasn't officially made it available yet, but I think he said it was finished. But one thing he said in his book, he said he used the word gentleman in the subtitle. It was the Book of Obsidian, and then I see now I'm forgetting his subtitle, but he used the word gentleman, and a lot of people gave him a lot of pushback and backlash on that. And so when I saw you put gentleman in your title, I was like, I wonder where we're going with that. And I do feel like I got a good feel for what you meant and why you used that term, so to speak. So explain that, because you know in this space a lot of dudes be like, I ain't no gentleman, forget being a gentleman, these chicks ain't worth me being a gentleman. So explain why you use that in the title.
Basically, in order to be a gentleman, you have to mentally operate at an elevated level. You have to have a clear understanding of how society is functioning. You have to see the pitfalls and the traps. You have to be your mind has to be focused on your purpose. So when I'm talking, I mean, even if you watch my live streams, I refer to the hashtag crypto gang as gentlemen, because we are a more evolved level of functioning, and we see the world as it is, and we don't try to romance it and change it. So shout out to my family Golden Child, gotta give him that respect, man. Love that, bro. Appreciate you. But that's why we refer to our fellas as gentlemen, man, because we are operating at a more elevated level in this society. We understand things and we understand the science behind them. So shout out to the gentlemen in the building.
Yeah. Do you feel like you, to some degree, redefining that term, or do you feel like, or does that line up with the actual definition of gentleman?
I guess I can say we're redefining it, because our understanding is much different. We are breaking away from the traditions of society, and we are walking our own path. We're creating our own society in a lot of respects. Mm-hmm. So when we say gentlemen, we don't mean opening doors and, putting down jackets over mud puddles and stuff. Yeah. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about an evolved state of mind, Right. So, so that, take it like that, gentlemen.
Good stuff. All right. Now, when you talk about MGTOW and SYSBM, and actually the first chapter in the book after the introduction is titled MGTOW and SYSBM. Now, when you say MGTOW, and this speaks to the subtitle, when you say, MGTOW SYSBM Red Pill Guide. Mm-hmm. Now, one thing that I want to put out there, and this sort of alludes to how I said your content is kind of, on the line of mainstream manosphere, with a little bit of black manosphere in it, just a little bit.
No, I think I'm leaning more towards the brothers family.
Lately. I mean, at first when I watched your content, you wasn't really talking about.
Oh yeah, like it was just basically principles.
Yeah.
But I guess I could say recently I'm leaning more towards my family. You know. Yep. But go ahead.
Yeah. But all right, so let's talk about that MGTOW SYSBM element of it, because a lot of brothers, they go SYSBM more so. They're more likely to claim that than to claim MGTOW. And you've always been just out and out about the whole MGTOW thing, and it's sort of a dynamic. I want to make sure I set up this question just right, because I got nothing but respect for my SYSBM brothers. But with MGTOW, when you're talking about men going their own way, and then with SYSBM, they're talking about basically going their own way from black women. Does it feel like there's a divide there where, okay, when the SYSBM go their, essentially go their own way from black women, but they're dealing with the other women that the other guys are MGTOWing from. Do you see how those two could kind of like, not, it seems like if you're on the go your own way path, it should just be just flat out MGTOW versus that distinction of SYSBM. Do you see how that can
Well, the thing is, MGTOW is not assigned to a specific group or race or culture. This is basically a mantra for men, period. So, we don't, in those terms, we're not getting bogged down into that. Now, do we have different sects that represent MGTOW in a different way? Absolutely. You got the Sandmans and the humans and stuff like that, and they have a different representation of it, whereas over here you have people like myself, and a couple other guys, and we represent it differently as well. But it is not assigned specifically to a certain race or a certain culture, because what it represents is that you are deciding to take your own path. Now, when you say MGTOW, you're not saying I'm done with women. You're not, but but your option is to go monk mode. See, me, I'm in monk mode, right? But that may not necessarily be the way that Slim Houston wants to go, or No Sweetheart, or Cy Tice or Sir Tice,
yeah,
right, would go. They would probably say, all right, well, I'm dealing with women, but I'm doing it at a distance, or I'm not dealing with cohabitation. I'm not dealing with marriage. So whatever path you follow is your own. You're not, because this is an ideology. It's not a requirement. You're not expected to do, or engage in certain behaviors. It's just what works for you while you're on this red pill path. Now, when you say SYSBM, you're talking about the civil war that the genders are engaged in the black community, because for a long time there has been an unspoken battle in the black community, where since the 1960s, the late 1960s, when we lost our great leaders such as Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, our female counterparts have accepted the Kool-Aid from the government in terms of social programs, and ultimately what had to be sacrificed, of course, was the men. And it seems like they accepted that deal, and that's what we are dealing with today, which is why we have all this political upheaval between the genders in the black community, because men are more focused towards conservative or non-liberal ideas, whereas our female counterparts are more accepting of the progressive ideology. So that's pretty much what that title is about. Can't hear you, bro.
Yeah, I had to mute myself up. I was fumbling around through my desk right there. Shout out to Pablo. Fresh Kabar in the building. Says SYSBM are not MGTOW. What's going on to Pablo? Salute and shout out. Yeah, yeah, interesting stuff. Let's see. I'm looking at the chapters in the book. Going to see. I'm trying to figure out where do I start out of the chapters. Which one do I want to get you to touch on first? I don't want you to give it all away. I do want people to go buy the book. It was definitely good, but let's touch on that the chapter. You had put a little chapter in there. It's funny we mentioned Derek Jackson briefly, the person who wrote Single Mothers Are for Grown Men Only. And this chapter is and I just realized the play on words here. The chapter is called Single Mothers Are for Desperate Men Only. I just realized that you did that. I didn't even know this. But yeah, let's talk about that. That's funny.
Well, single mothers are for desperate men only is, like you said, it's a play on Derek Jackson's book, which is Single Mothers Are for Grown Men Only. And what you have noticed, what you have started to understand is that this whole strong single independent mother mantra is actually indoctrination, it's propaganda, and it's designed to get men to basically engage in taking care of another man's legacy. And what they are doing is they are trying to make you feel inferior if you refuse to engage in this type of behavior. So when what I wrote in this chapter was to make guys understand that there is a science to this. And what you have to understand is, while they have you thinking that you're taking on a relationship and you're going to be respected because you came into a situation where a woman was on her own fending by herself for her children, and then you came along and you were willing to help, and in your mind you're going to think that people are going to look at you as somebody who's noble, somebody who's to be respected because you went and you did something that the biological father didn't do. But actually you're being viewed as the idiot, the loser, the clown, because you've actually come in to take the responsibility of raising another man's legacy. So I used the example in the beginning about the lions in the wild, right? And a lot of animals for that matter. When a lion takes over a pride, the first thing he does is he kills the cubs of the other lions, right? And the reason he's doing that is because he understands that when those lions become adults, they understand that he is not the father. So they will attack him and try to take over the pride, right? Because they don't respect him. And then the other thing is, it's going to be a drain on his resources, right? So what the lion understands is, I'm going to get rid of this problem right now so it doesn't come back to bite me. And while we can't do that because that's immoral and unethical, the best thing for us to do is just avoid it, period. Because there's so many women out here who do not have children that if you want to engage with women, you can do that. You know, why would you take on somebody else's issues and somebody else's baggage? It doesn't make sense, you know. And then of course you never get I'm pretty sure you heard the story of the man who was a doctor and he took on a single mother and her daughter, and he raised her for all of her life, and the father was absent, and then suddenly she's getting married, and the stepfather, he paid for the wedding, but instead she reconnected with her deadbeat dad, and she made him the best man. So this man took care of her all of her life.
You mean that was the one that walked her down the aisle, basically?
Yes, she basically she reconnected.
Yeah, he gave her away, like the tradition. Who gives this woman away? Then the dad who walked her down is essentially, you know.
Yeah, the deadbeat dad. So
yeah.
She welcomed and accepted the deadbeat dad after this man invested 18 or more years into her. He paid for her. He kept her safe. He kept her financially strong. He fed her. He built a home for her. He brought clothes for her. He took her to her parent teachers nights, made sure she had money for her dance. And then he even paid for her graduations. And when she was getting married, out of nowhere shows up the deadbeat dad, and she lets this man walk her down the aisle because the position of being a single father is a thankless job. And if you are throwing yourself in that situation, you are essentially saying, I am a loser. Even though it's 7 billion people on the planet and women account for more than 3 billion, I cannot find a woman who has no children out of these billions of women that exist on the planet. So you're essentially saying you're a loser,
Yeah. You touched a personal nerve with me because I've done that stepdaddy dance. I know exactly what you mean. I still have a relationship. With with the child that I helped raise. But when I tell you that, yeah, it is a thankless job.
Mhm.
It well, I will say this. At one point, I think when he was like 17, he was almost becoming a man. He did come back and thank me. He did do that, but it
Mm.
was still so much stuff where when it the amount of stuff that I was left out of the loop of,
Mhm.
the amount of stuff, like, I mean, it was yeah, I understand exactly. I don't even want to get too deep in it, but no,
Yeah.
trust me, it's yeah, brothers. I highly recommend, if you're interested in a family started from the ground up. That's what it is. That's where it is. It starts there. It ends there. You know. Yeah, I'm not even gonna get into that because I ain't even, this ain't about me
Yeah.
today. I ain't about to get into my personal. It ain't about me today.
and you seen my experience with when I was dating that girl, right? In the
Mhm.
book, I talk about how I was dating a female and how they would treat the stepdad. Now, this stepdad, he was providing the home. He made sure that they was in how I know that he was the glue that held that whole family together is because when he left, it fell apart. Everything fell apart for them. They were financially struggling. They couldn't pay their bills and everything. So they abused him so much that he decided that he was going to leave and the family fell apart. But they had no problem saying to him or constantly reminding him, "You are not my father." And you'll hear that a lot if you are foolish enough to take that venture on. It's a thankless job, bro. It's just
Yeah,
thankless.
let's talk about that. And you kind of touched on this in the book, how it was a situation where I don't know if that was the same exact
Yes,
situation
that's it.
where the women, the mother indirectly taught the daughters
Yes.
to disrespect them,
Mhm.
and
And that's the thing. The daughters are a reflection, or the kids in general, in a single parent relationship, the kids are a reflection of the way the mother feels about the man, right? So the kids would never be able to say or do the things that they do if it's not permission presented by the mother. What
but aside from that, how much of it do you think is it's just that the woman obviously views him as a beta male, but
yes,
maybe the daughters just inherently, just primal within them, they understand, even though they probably can't explain it like that. They understand this ain't the man his father that fathered me. This is
um,
they just have an understanding that this is the beta in the situation. So it's just going to be a lack of just a lack of respect.
I think it has to do with what the mother will allow the children to get away with. Now,
Hmm.
she has tremendous respect for him. She is not going to tolerate any deviation from that.
Hmm.
And if she doesn't respect him, then and this is the thing. It would be times where I would be at the house and he would make a statement about something. Now keep in mind, this man is paying the mortgage, he's paying all the utilities, he's making sure that the cars are gassed up, they have insurance, he's taking care of everything, right? And one of the things that I remember is that he liked for the home to be clean.
Hmm.
He would get home from work and the house wasn't clean to the way that he expected it, and he would say something about it. You would see the mother rolling her eyes or sucking her teeth, and this was in front of all of us. Now remember, I'm a visitor, right? So I'm watching her behavior towards him like that. And like I said in the book, when he got into a disagreement with the daughters, their reaction, it was similar to hers. And that's what I started to learn in my experiences. Anytime a guy would jump into a relationship with one of these females who already had children, he was treated very disrespectfully. And you can even, it's like look at Sierra and Russell Wilson, right?
Mm-hmm.
People have lost respect for Russell Wilson. Why? Because this man, you know, he's not a bad looking dude. He's wealthy. He has a successful career in the NFL. These are all dream things that could have landed him a young lady who was probably even a virgin, right? So he it could have landed, but it definitely would have landed him a woman who didn't have any attachments and any drama. But he chose to get with a woman who was connected with a perceived thug or bad boy. So he took on the baggage that she already had. She's looking at him as a bailout system, you know, because Future is not trying to be in that situation. He's going to pay his child support, but that's not going to be enough. So this is, you know, what I used as an example in the book as well. So you could understand how women look at men who jump into these types of relationships.
Right on, right on. Osama Abdul got a question on the table. He says, Oheen, thoughts on SYSBM versus ADOS black women? And again, before you answer that question, moderators, I want links to where you could buy, where you could find his book in the chat. Let me see. Okay, I see Golden Child still. I think Golden Child still on it. I see him dropping some. We dropping Cash App links. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. But yeah, make sure those links. There we go. Okay, yeah, Golden Child still on the job. I see. All right. Yeah, make sure. Yeah, I want y'all to check him out. We gotta support our brothers who put in work. I know that ain't easy. I don't know how I have a hard time finding time to, aside from doing the content and to write a book on the side, plus everything else I'm doing on the side to try to, you know, make a little extra coins, you know, everything I'm doing to make money, to write a book on, because I know you stay busy. I know you stay busy. You stay in the gym. You're working out. You got business ventures, all kind of stuff going on. Yeah, I know you constantly. I know you're a busy man. So to smuggle in writing a book in the midst of all that, I know it wasn't easy. So make sure, y'all, let's pay the brother for his hard work, his effort. Let's support our own in here. So yeah, definitely hit them links. Go purchase a copy of the brother's book. Nuruddin in the building. He says no more bailouts. Let them bail themselves out. Salute, shout out to Nuruddin. But yeah, hopefully you didn't forget the question that was on the table. Oheen, we kind of touched on this a little bit. He says, Oheen, thoughts on SYSBM versus ADOS black women? Go ahead and give your thoughts on it.
Well, again, refer to the gentleman as genuine, because you have to think at a higher level and understand what is happening. And I think one of the biggest issues that we have in this space is that we don't understand that war has been waged on us as black men. And I think that what we are doing is we are trying to do a peace agreement with individuals who have no interest in dealing with us. Right. So when we look at SYSBM and ADOS, what you have to do is you have to look at the agendas, right? Like, I love this movie called The Counselor, and Brad Pitt is in there, and he's talking to the individual that is the counselor in the movie, and he asks, what do you know about a certain person? And he's like, I don't know much. Why do you ask? He said, because you don't know anybody until you know what they want, right? So when you're looking at black women, the modern black woman, by the way, when you're looking at the modern black woman, we as men, we have to ask, what does she want? What is her agenda? What is her focus? What is she trying to accomplish? Right? And if it does not align with what we are trying to accomplish, because what are men ultimately trying to establish? We're trying to build a new society where we have economic freedom and strength. We want an economic foundation. We want to rebuild the family. We want, honesty. We want a legacy that we can pass on. We want to build tradition. Does her goals align with that? Or is she following that female ideology? And if she's following the female ideology, she is of no benefit to us, right? And this is why I'm in monk mode, because most modern women, they're following the ideology, which means that they have no benefit to us. And this is why a lot of men have started to walk in their own direction, and why they have picked up the mantra of saving themselves, because they understand investment in her is of no benefit. You know, like I said, we represent the crypto game. Me and my crew over at Male Enlightenment TV, all of the fellas in here, Golden Child, all of us, right? We are big in crypto, as you know, Bernard, right? Listen, man, we make money while we're asleep. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You go to sleep at night, you wake up in the morning, and the system is telling you made like $2,500, $3,000 while you were asleep. These are the kind of mindsets that our gentlemen have. We're focused on the future. Dealing with her is an extraction of your resources. And I think that's what SYSBM has discovered. So ADOS, I think it's a great start to figure out reparation for descendants of slaves, as far as getting reparations. But my belief is, if we were to get that type of compensation, I think our female counterparts would be heading in a different direction. I don't think their interests align with ours. And that's why you have such a discrepancy in terms of the political process, because Black men's interest does not align with Black women. Like, you saw what happened with Ice Cube, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ice Cube doesn't care about Democrat or Republican. He doesn't care about that. All he cares about is who is going to implement his plan for the Black community. That's all he cares about. So
Right.
if Democrats said, yes, we'll definitely implement it, he would have went with them. But if the Republicans said, yeah, we'll definitely do it, he was going to go with them. It didn't matter which one. But the women on the panel were upset with him that he even had a discussion with the Republican administration. So see, their mindset is our servitude to them.
Yeah.
And that does not align with what we're trying to do. We're trying to wake up and move away from, the current structure that has us trapped in poverty and lack of education and the inability to build our own businesses and entrepreneurship, while they want to keep focus on, keeping the Planned Parenthood open and, paying off their college debt. Even though they say they're strong and they independent, now that those college bills are due, they can't afford to pay them. So they need those paid off. So they're focused on that. They're focused on making sure that they dominate all of the employment, so they can tell us that we ain't ish because we don't have a job. So these are the things that they're focused on while we're trying to build financial independence. So that's my answer to that question.
Right on, right on. Thank you for that good detailed answer. We do gotta touch on this because you mentioned how you're in monk mode.
Yes.
Shout out to Zero, because he always calling out us brothers being just too driven by the peace leave that some people call it in this space. But you one of the few brothers that I know who just, I mean, BGS says it, but he said, at his age, that's when it came about. There's not too many brothers around your age. I take it, I'm 38. I take it you around my age. Or
yeah, I'm 41.
Okay, yeah, just a little bit. You look young. Tell you a healthy, clean living brother.
Exactly.
Tell you a healthy, clean living brother. Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about that. I don't even know where to even put the first question on that, because a lot of brothers, that's a controversial one. And normally when somebody is in that mode, the pejoratives, the insults of incel and all of that, I'm, not to be judging another man, but you don't look like a guy who have a hard time getting a piece of ass. Clearly,
Exactly.
I know you're fit, in shape, work out every day, brother. So
yeah.
So let's get into that monk mode and and how you came to that point, when you came to that point, and do you see is there a foreseeable future where you may not be in monk mode? So let's go ahead and look at that, tackle that, and whatnot. Let's go for it. Let's go for it.
Yeah. So make no mistake, I don't have any issues with the ladies at all. I get offers, things like that. So I have no problem, getting with the ladies. There's no problem with that. But what I have discovered in my journey is women have become a sort of kryptonite to the man who has ambition and a drive to accomplish things. Why? Because what you learn is that you are ultimately sacrificing your time and your energy and your money to basically engage with somebody for maybe 15, 20 minutes of, pleasure. So what I mean by that is when I was in relationships, or if I was dealing with chicks and I would, go over to the house late at night. Let's say I call a chick late at night. What you doing? Nothing. I head over there. I'm wasting my time that I should be asleep. I'm wasting my gas. I'm wasting my energy. Right? There's a lot of things. And if she wants something to drink, then I'm wasting money. There's a lot of things that's being wasted. Meanwhile, I can be sitting here writing this book, and figuring out how to monetize my ideas, or I could be working on the next channel or the next video for my channel. There's a lot of things that get wasted in chasing women. So you remember the last time I was on your show and I was talking about that. I made a lot of mistakes chasing women when I was younger. I brought a car I shouldn't have. I brought a lot of clothes because, you got to look fly when you're chasing the girls. There's a lot of things that I invested in that I should not have, because during that time, Google and Amazon was just starting out. And if I would have just focused on that, if I would have just continued to go to school and just put my money into these investments, I would have been a millionaire maybe 20 times over. I wasted a lot of time. And then the other thing is you have to look at what you are wasting your time on. You are not dealing with women who have chastity or virgins. You're dealing with women who had a bunch of DNA shakes on their face. Think about all the things that you've done to that female. There's a bunch of dudes that was there before you that did the same thing. So we wasting our time and our energy on females who have been passed around, been in a bunch of compromising sexual positions, probably got a couple movies out there, got, all of that. Like, we out here, we kissing these chicks. They done had a bunch of different Johnsons in their mouth. And we are actually wasting our time fighting for you. I'm pretty sure you saw that video I did. We're out here fighting for garbage, man. We're fighting for garbage. We're fighting for things that have been used up, passed around, discarded many times before, and we pick it up like we're the first person to have it. So when I decided to go into monk mode, I did it because
How long ago was that you decided?
That was like 2 years ago. Oh. And because of that, my debt went down, my credit score shot up. I have single man problems, like, where money fall out of clothes you ain't wearing a long time, and you trying to figure out how the hell where did this come from? I have those type of problems. I don't have the stressors of relationships or trying to jump through hoops or anything like that. My life just got better. I was, I got healthier, right? Everything just got better for me when I walked away from those situations. My investments are out of control. The things that I should have did 20 years ago, I'm able to do now with no problem. And I just, I can't tell anybody how to live their lives. This is a decision that I made, but I can't tell anybody how to live their lives. But all I know is when I made that decision, my life got 1,000 times better. Man, even when it's raining outside, it's a beautiful day for me because I don't have none of the stressors, none of the issues that a lot of men in relationships have. And you see the effect that it takes on men. Look at all these news reports where these guys are going crazy. They stabbing these girls, they shooting these girls, you know, because they're emotionally invested in her, because they don't understand that they are not the first and they're damn sure not going to be the last. I've done so many videos about showing videos where dudes are on the phone with their girlfriend and she's basically buffing some other dude's Johnson while she's talking to him on the phone. You know, she'll say hello, then she'll take the phone away to give this other dude some, you know, what you doing? Oh, nothing. I'm just sitting in the house. This is going on every day, and guys are getting emotionally invested. And ultimately, because of that, we're losing at the greater purpose of life. If you are, especially as Black men, Riley, like, you got the other groups who are financially sound. They have businesses, they have financial footing, they have investments, did all of that. Black men are the lowest level of society. Why? Because our I guess manhood is measured by how many women we can sleep with. Right? We're always bragging about how many women we can sleep with. We're talking about women on Instagram and all of that. And while we're wasting time doing that, cryptocurrency is exploding. Like I said, the crypto game, we are making money. I'm talking about real money, Bernard, real money. Like not, oh, we made $100 here, 100. We talking about thousands, man. We making money. So while a lot of guys are focused on chasing women, they are missing out on being financially stable, being physically healthy, being mentally strong, because they're chasing that kryptonite. So that's how I feel about it, bro.
All right. And do you see a future where you may not be in monk mode?
I mean, it's, you know, if you get into a situation where you understand that this is not the focal point of your life. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with dudes going out there and getting some release. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you understand that this is not the focal point of your life, you understand this is not the end all be all. If you don't have to end your sentences with, but I get bitches, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have to do that, then you are on the enlightened path. If you know, like I got a friend that lives in Miami, and you know, a lot of women approach him and stuff like that. And he says he basically they have to come at him. Like he doesn't chase, they have to come at him. And that right there is a master's level of understanding, right? He's not running behind them trying to get their number or anything. They're approaching him. That's a master level of understanding. So my thing is, why are you out here chasing women? Why are you out here wasting time trying to get numbers, trying to bag chicks? They should be chasing you. And if you don't understand that, then you are in a blue pill mindset. So do I think that I would get into those situations? Like I said, it would have to approach me, and I would have to be in that mindset. But marriage, relationships, no. I've had my last one a few years ago. So no marriage, no relationships, none of that.
All right, let me dive in on the super chats. But let's see. Jive Turkey in the building. He says, here to support the homie Oheen. Peace to BR and the chat. Hashtag crypto gang. Hashtag in the chattels. We got Nuruddin in the building again. He says song in independent. No, I think excuse me. I think he meant strong and independent with the depth, with that, with a joke. Shout out to Nuruddin once again. Also got my man Blaze Ba in the building. Salute to you. He says salute to you. Definitely. Thanks. Appreciate that super chat. Playing by rules against people who don't.
Exactly. That's it right there. That's it. Right? Because as Black men, what are we doing? Like, look at what's his name? What is this guy's name? Tory Lanez, right? Tory Lanez, you already know he's being accused of the stallion in the foot.
Yeah.
But even with her, trying to end his life, trying to end his career, with facing possible 22 years in prison. He's still saying, this is somebody I care about. This is somebody that I miss. I want to still be around her, knowing that she's trying to destroy his life.
Yeah.
We, as Black men, have been playing by rules against a group of people who don't have any. And that's the whole reason I wrote this book. That's the whole reason I have my channel, is because we are playing by rules and the other group has none. So shout out to Mr. Negative for that.
Yeah, that's my guy right there. That's one of my day ones. Yeah. And again, yeah, the link to the book is in the chat. There's no chapter about monk mode. That's in the book.
That's volume 2.
Yeah, right now that's his personal decision. He not trying to sell you on that in the book.
Yeah.
Those of y'all that just got to have the peace sleeve, got to have it. He ain't trying to sell y'all on that in the book. So
here's the thing: monk mode is power, right? Monk mode is power. What's the only way that women can control men? Through sex, right? The promise of sex, sexual activity. If you're on monk mode, hold on. I gotta pause. I gotta give a shout out to my man, Man Friday. He got a little confused yesterday. He thought that I wasn't feeling him, but yo, Man Friday, you are my man. You are my family. I'm sorry you got the wrong idea, man. No beef with you. You are family, bro. Glad you're here. This dude's been supporting me since day one. You know what I'm saying? So he thought that I might have had an issue with him or something. He said I missed a couple of his super chats and stuff like that. Bro, nothing but respect for you. Nothing but love for you, bro. Appreciate you. This my man from over there across the pond, man. London town, man. So appreciate you, bro. I just had to say that. So shout out to you, Man Friday.
Yeah, when them super chats be coming in fast and quick, it's easy to miss them, especially if we got another screen up and we looking at that screen. We can't even see the chat sometimes. I try to catch all of them, but it was somebody who told me I missed
exactly.
I thought I was catching everybody's super chat. He told me he sent 3 and I missed it. I was like, whoa. So, it's never personal. Yeah, it's never personal.
Appreciate you, Man Friday. Appreciate you. But what I'm saying is, being in monk mode is power, like Wayman Brown is saying, right? It's power, because that's the only thing they can use to control you. If that is taken off the table, what else do they have?
That, you know what? That brings me right to where I wanted to go, because there's a chapter called What Does She Have to Offer You? Now, I didn't necessarily get the message that you were selling monk mode in that chapter, but I did get it came off more so like you were just pointing out the imbalance in the dynamic if you are trying to be a traditional man to modern day women. It was speaking to that imbalance. So hold your thought on that. We about to get on that one. Wayman Brown in the building, he says, imagine if monk mode was being practiced by brothers in mass. The succubi's head would explode and there would be blood in the streets. Shout out to Oheen. Here we go. My Man Friday, who you already shouted out. He says, yo, late to the party, salute, bro. Oheen, hashtag crypto gang. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you coming on over. Appreciate everybody here who frequents Male Enlightenment TV that's normally not over here. I'm seeing a few new people in the chat, so shout out to all y'all. I'd like to welcome everybody here new. I'd like to welcome y'all to the show. I'm seeing I can't find no names right now, but I've seen a lot of new names in the chat. I appreciate all y'all coming through.
And make sure y'all subscribe to my brother Bernard Riley's channel too, bros.
Right on. Appreciate that. But yeah, let's go in on that aspect of it. What does she have to offer you?
Yeah, so this is the story that led me to the red pill space. Listen, Riley, I can't even lie, bro. I was simping my way to happiness, bro. I can't even...
you preaching to the choir. Shit. I haven't even told all my simp stories. I got some that's so bad I can't even tell them. They get so bad. I'm not even gonna do that to myself. I won't live it down.
I couldn't even lie. I was sipping my way to happiness, bro. So I had this idea in my head. Like I told you in the beginning, I was gonna have this family. We was gonna have this white picket fence. I didn't want to hear nothing about reality. But the thing about reality is it has a way of forcing itself in, whether you want to see it or not. And what happened was listen, I was on my game, bro. I had this bachelor pad in affluent area of the Bronx, right? In NYC. And I had this 2-bedroom apartment. It was dope, man. I'm talking about hardwood floors, beautiful, man. Bachelor pad. I was smashing chicks every day, man. It was like different chicks, but I had to make appointments. But what happened was I saw one that stood out to me. And it wasn't because she was special in any way. It was because I was arrogant and I was going to basically turn her into what I wanted her to be, right? Again, nothing special about her. This is all arrogant. So in a lot of ways, I got what I deserved. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be honest and say that. But man, I changed her whole life. She had short hair. I helped her to grow it way past her shoulders. I helped her lose weight. Her teeth was discolored. I helped her with the whitening process. I made her into a brand new person. Nobody was looking at this chick before I got with her, fam. But after I was done with her, all the dudes wanted to be with her, and all the women wanted to be her. Right?
Yeah. They gave her a Jenny Jones makeover. Goddamn,
right? And chicks was coming at me. They was trying to take me away from her. But I'm feeling my project. So I don't think that it was more of I was in love with her more than I was in love with what I created. You know what I'm saying? But I took that and tried to create a life. You know what I mean?
Wait, hold on. They kind of clowning. How did you help her hair grow? Explain that
So,
one. Explain that one.
She did not properly manage. She wasn't taking care of herself.
She's black, I presume.
Yeah, I basically helped her, go, I paid to get, so she could go to the beauty salons and things like that, made sure she had the right, hair care products, things like that. Right. Okay. So, basically
that says a lot because there's a lot of black women who be talking like they hair can't grow. And trust me, I understand our black hair is kind of complicated. It get tangled and break off and all of that. But if it's properly managed,
exactly.
It can grow, but it take work and it's tedious.
Yeah, and we didn't do perms. Yeah. We did natural products that helped her hair to grow past shoulder length. And that was one of the things that I was proud of. But again, I was arrogant in doing these things, right? So to whoever made that comment, that's what I meant, right? So again, I'm a bachelor. I got different chicks coming over at different times. I got to make appointments, but I chose her. And after a while, because this is the bottom line is she was a bum. She was a bum. You know what I'm saying? I taught her everything. I helped her get her driver's license. I helped her with her finances, as far as managing, I helped her get her first credit cards, her first bank account, things like that. And after a while, our relationship grew. She wanted a house. So I bought a house, Bernard. She first of all, she wanted to go to North Carolina and get a house, right? So we did that too, right? So I bought a house in North Carolina. Riley, this joint was enormous, man. It was like this joint was so big. We needed 2 central air systems to manage each floor because each floor had its own temperature, right? But this is what she wanted, bro. So, I'm thinking I'm gonna have this family. I created this version of what I wanted her to be. And I bought this home. We got down there. We realized she needed a car. So I put a big down payment on a car for her. She's driving. Like, she went from a bum living on her grandmother's couch, right? Having absolutely nothing, to being a homeowner who was a driver, who had finances, all of that, and now attractive. But
man, hold on. Real quick, hold your thoughts. Shout out to Clue. He said, I've been waiting on this interview, man. Appreciate the super chat coming through. I got to highlight that when he says, damn, you were the first Avenger, Captain Save-A-Dago.
I was sipping my way to happiness, bro. But the problem with doing all of that, right? Because remember, this is what women say that they want. They want a man to come in and provide them. He has to be financially attractive, and he has to do all of these things, right? Well, I did that, right? Mm-hmm. But here's the problem. I was not paying attention to the warning signs, right? It's like Mr. Negative said. I thought that I could love all of the bad habits out of her. That's what I thought. I thought if I show her what I can do for her, then she will be a better person. She will understand that I care for her, and she would reciprocate, right?
That's exactly what they say. And a lot of men buy it. A lot of men believe it. Women reiterate that shit. A guy damn near I've had a lot of guys come on this show and try to say that. It's basically the whole idea of if you lead, she'll follow, or if you lead properly, she'll submit naturally. If you're dominant, she'll be submissive. If you're masculine, she'll be feminine. If you treat her like a queen, she'll treat you like a king. That's the whole thing, that if you do this person who does not display any of the characters or attributes of a person who conduct themselves like that will go through a transformation, a metamorphosis, and turn into something that she's not. She's not hardwired to be, hasn't been socialized to be. She will turn into that if you just do A, B, C, and D. If you just tap dance in a top hat just right, she will act exactly the way you want. That's the bullshit that they try to sell in. And when I told you, I don't consider my marriage story a simp story, but it's sort of the same concept.
Yeah.
Because I spent most of that marriage thinking that, okay, if I just do this or do this, then she'll act right. Okay, I need to do this, do that, and then she'll act right. Okay, I've done all of that. Okay, what else am I not doing? What else am I not doing? I'm just trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, I'm gonna make sure. Oh, damn it! It was one I in a 10-page essay. I didn't put a dot on that I. That's what I was doing the whole marriage. I get all those I's dotted. I know she'll act right, but then I was like, no, they're not going to go to a character transformation because you dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's. Hopefully you hold your thought. Hold on, Osama Abdul, he says, damn. He says, no bank account, no driver's license. How old was she? Go ahead and answer that one real quick.
She was, when I met her, she was 22.
Yeah.
And that was the other reason I got her, because she was young. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me show her some things. And I thought that I would save her. You know, Captain Save Them All Day. That's in my other book too. Captain Save Them All Day.
Yeah. Zero in the building. He says, believe all women, BAW. Well, no, bow down. I think that's what shout out to Zero. I don't know if you was listening, man. We was having a good conversation about walking away from pussy. I know that's one of your talking points, but so yeah, you missed it, man. It was a good, productive walk away from pussy conversation.
See, I vibe with Zero, man, because me and him, we be on the same wavelength, man. I'll be listening to y'all sometimes. I'll be like, that's my man's right there. So shout out to Zero, man. Ill Will's my family in the building.
Hey, I don't know what just happened, but you looking like like your screen, it got your high definition just went away.
Right now?
Yeah, you looking real pixelated. You look like a what's that game my kids used to play? Roblox or Minecraft. You're looking like a Minecraft character right now.
All right, let's see if the audience, guys, am I looking pixelated? Because I'll just refresh my if I am.
Yeah. Try to do a refresher while I read these super chats. But yeah, you looking like
guys, put a 1 in the chat if you can see me clearly.
Because I'm looking at it on YouTube and I'm looking at it on StreamYards, and your
I did go pixelated. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, you
have to refresh this.
You got your plantation wireless, got to jiggle the Ethernet cable on your plantation wireless, man. All right.
Before I go, I got to give a shout out to Bobby L. Sneed and Black Uru. Appreciate your cash apps, family. Hold on. So I'm a refresh. 1 second.
All right. And I'll read the super chat while I wait for the brother to come on back. Ill Wills in the building says, Shalom, brother Oheen, and my brother Golden Child in the building. RPP. Think that's Real Pill Perspective Finest. I think that's what he's talking about there when he say RPP. Salute to the Bernard and the brothers in the chat. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. So also, I think that's it right there. All right, yeah, keep it coming on those links. I do want some book sales to take place today, so make sure y'all hit them links. Go check out the links that lead you right to where you can get purchase a copy of his book. You could be an ebook, audio book, or get a actual physical copy of it. It's all of it is available there for you to go get it. Make sure you check it out. All right.
Good.
You're back. Yeah, you're back.
Okay.
You're back. All right, cool. All right, where was we at? We was talking on something, and I had to stop you so I can go on a little rant.
So I was just talking about basically what does she have to offer you? And I was talking about how I did all it. I was simping my way to happiness, bro. And I bought her a house, I bought her a car, I bought her clothes, shoes. Made sure her hair and her nails was right. I did everything that the Simp Academy tells you should do, right? And I thought that this was going to show her how much I cared for her, and we were going to build a life together, right? But of course, that is not what women see when guys do these things. What they see is you are a clown, right? Because I don't want to say the rest of it because that goes into another chapter in the book. But what they see is a clown. They don't see somebody who wants to build with them and somebody who cares enough for them that they are willing to do those things. They just think, if you do this for me, you are stupid, so I'm going to treat you as such. And of course, we had disagreements, we had fights and all of that. And then it ultimately ended for me one day, right? Because I was in love, right? Which nobody should be, right? In my mind's eye, I was in love. But one day, I remember we was going to come back to New York because I was offered a 6-figure salary to come back to New York. So what I was going to do was I rented out the house in North Carolina and I came back to New York, But I remember we was having an argument and she said something. I forget what we were arguing about. No, we were arguing because I wanted her to make the house presentable because I was going to rent the house out while we moved to New York. And she said she was doing it. And when I came back, nothing was done. And we had an argument about it. And she said, well, I guess we have a difference of opinion. And right there, the love goggles fell off. Anything I felt for her died right there. You know what I'm saying? And I just remember I was tolerating her. Like, we stayed together for a little time after that, but I was just tolerating her. Like, I didn't have the heart to say, yo, this is over, But it all ended one night when she actually did the deed and she went and cheated, right? Now, again, remember, I wasn't in love. But she was out that night. I didn't even ask like where she was or what she was doing. I didn't call her. I didn't do any of that. I just pretty much did what I did. And she wanted me to know that she hung out late or whatever like that. But she swore to me that she didn't do anything with anybody, right? Like I was an idiot. But the way that I found out was one of her so-called girlfriends told me. You know what I'm saying? So that right there, that right there ended the relationship. But what happened was, of course, she used that time to go and be she went out there to be a thought. She went drinking, she went smoking, she went picked up all these bad habits. And once that was done, once the party was over, and once dudes were finished passing her around, all of a sudden I got that call. I got invited to dinner. Let's talk, right? So, I went because it was free food, right? And I really was interested, like, what is this chick gonna say now, right?
So you dinner hoarder, in other words. You was being a dinner whore. Way to go, way to flip it around on the ass. Way to flip it around.
Exactly. Because listen, once the friend, because listen, the friend didn't have to tell me the truth, right? The friend didn't have to tell me the truth. But it was something about her that she was like, listen, I'm telling you what's what, so you could get on with your life. And after the breakup, bro, everything got better. My life got so much better. Like I said, my debt started going down, my credit score started going up. Everything was great. I started going to the gym. I started doing everything that I should have been doing, right? And after a couple months, I got the call. I got invited to dinner. I was like, okay, this is a free meal. I'll go, right? And out of nowhere, she asks, so what can I do to make this right? And I'm sitting there confused, bro. Like, what? What are you talking about, right? She's like, yo, what can I do to make this right? So I was like, I understood what happened. She went out there, right? She had that, because we was in a relationship for 5 years. So she had that 5-year itch. She wanted to go out there, get passed around, used up, get a bunch of DNA shakes and all of that. And now that it was over, she wanted to come back. Now she wanted the protection of the relationship, right? So I asked her one question, and this is the whole thing that led me to go in monk mode. I said, listen, if I get back with you, you get to have access to my home, you get access to my bank accounts, my credit cards, you get access to getting clothes and shoes and jewelry and getting your hair done and your nails done. You get the safety of a relationship. You get all of these things. What do I get in return? And we sat there for like 5 minutes, and she had this stupid look on her face for like 5 minutes because she was trying to think of something that she can offer me in return for all the things that I just named. And she finally ended by saying, I love you. And I basically laughed and I said, I thought we agreed that we weren't going to lie to one another, right? But that interaction taught me that they don't really have anything to offer you. All they have to offer you is the thing that they have between their legs. And even that is used up. Even that has 3,000 miles, 300,000 miles on it. You know what I'm saying? So even if they're offering you that, you're not the first. You're definitely not the 15th. You know what I'm saying? So what do they really have to offer you, family? And we have been taught as men to give up all of these things. Look at all of the things that I gave her, believing that this was going to make our bond stronger, our relationship stronger. These are all the things that women tell you they want. And then look what happened, right? And once I asked her that question, it just revealed an entirely new world to me. And I understood they really have nothing to offer you. All they're doing is giving you lip service, and they're giving you a used up, beat up vag that's been passed around so many different times. So many, like, I would say to guys like this, just imagine all the dudes that's already been there. Imagine all the dudes that everything she let you do to her. Imagine all the dudes that's already did that. Understand that that's the reason she's letting you do it, because so many other dudes have been there. You know what I'm saying? You're not the first. You're definitely not going to be the last. You're not doing anything that's going to make her remember you once the relationship ends. it's a waste, man. So she doesn't have anything to offer you, bro.
You just should have sprinkled some of your masculine energy dust over her, and it would have all been. She would have gotten line. Zero back in the building with another super chat. He says this sounds like a bunch of non-high value talk. If you guys had better vetting process, you wouldn't have had to go through that.
I was sipping my way to happiness, bro.
Corner Store Podcast in the building. He says Eddie Murphy warned us not to wipe up. Yep. Yeah. That's there's a Jay-Z line talking about, and that's when the girls when the African girl, he was said, when I met you, you was dirt. I think he said dirt poor and naked, and now you want half.
Exactly, right?
Dirt poor and naked, and now she want half of his shit.
And that's exactly what happened.
He's able to give you 5%, and you be happy.
Exactly, right? Exactly.
So shout out to Corner Store Podcast. Shout out to Information Man, who I've been bullying. This is another one I'm supposed to been had a one-on-one with. I've been bullying on that. I probably done lost your email 17 times. So definitely shout out to Information Man in the building. Ray Clemens in the building. Info man, send me my email in the community tab. Send me an email so that way I can star it in and I have it in my list of important people emails that I have. So I gotta get you locked in there. But Ray Clemens in the building, he says, my man, that's how you do it. That one question tells you all you need to know about these chicks.
Exactly.
Shout out to Ray Clemens. Appreciate you. Zero back again. He says he messed up by not taking her back when women go through the phase, and we know what phase he talking about there. He says, "Oh, you got sound effects on me. I didn't realize that." He dropped the sound effects. Okay. He said they're better people and bring experience to a relationship. Oh man.
But listen, that's the reason I wrote this book, because I don't want to get up here and pretend I'm holier than thou and like I didn't make the same mistakes, because we're all, listen, most of us are here, if not all of us, because we were simping our way to happiness. There's no other way to say it. We were simping our way to happiness, and we learned the hard way that it doesn't work, bro.
Yeah.
That's it.
Shout out to Nuruddin, came back through with another one. He says basically they're giving you a bad deal. Oheen, I meant to send you a text before we got started. I was communicating with Obsidian about something, and I accidentally texted him what I meant to text you, but I was trying to text you to tell you to share this in your community tab and get more of your.
I did.
Okay, cool. You did it anyway.
I was doing that, bro.
Okay, yeah. No, some people don't realize the importance of that when you do a collab to share in the community tab. I didn't realize it either.
Why you think my family members here, man?
I thought they saw the bat symbol in the air or something. I don't know.
Yo, that was a dope thumbnail for the video too. I was like, oh, that's hot.
Yeah. No, I ripped it from I ripped it off from your two different videos. I had to take a copy of a picture of your book and a picture of how you put your logo on the bat symbol and all that. Like it was so I had to I worked with your creations to put a nice thumbnail. But definitely getting back into the book. It's funny, we mentioned Zero. He gonna like this next question, where this next place I'm about to take this thing. Zero about to like this one. Let's see. Let me make sure shit. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. There's I hate that. Damn near hate that you called it that. Okay. Well, the chapter is, if you focus on health, success, and wealth, women will chase you. Now that part of it, that's not the part that jumped out on me, but in parentheses, it says, avoid the red pill dope man.
Yes.
The red pill dope, man. You gotta talk about that. I got a feeling Zero, Man of Tomorrow, and a few others out there gonna really like what you have to say on this one. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into that. The red pill dope, man. Who are we talking about here? Name.
So
Don't do that. No name. But said avoid the red pill dope, man. Go ahead and speak on that one.
Yeah, so as you know, in the beginning, this red pill space, was 100% about men's health and men's understanding of not only relationships but society. So, and that's part of the reason that a lot of our sector has been disbanded. Like, for instance, B, you already know you should have what do you got? Like you got 3,000 going into 4,000 subscribers. You should have somewhere near 50,000 subscribers, right? You should have that right now. And I'm at 5,000 trying to go to 6. I should have, I should be up there in numbers as well. But the problem is the YouTube algorithm is designed to exclude us. So even the words that we use here are being designed to disqualify us. So if you say certain words, the YouTube algorithm bans your videos to a lesser sector of YouTube where you don't get notifications, where you don't get your information passed around, But what has happened is because men realize this, instead of focusing on the goal and building our community strength, but because they'll find us, you know what I'm saying?
Hey man, need some expensive candles, bro. It's all burned out. It's empty now. I can't even. I gotta go back and restock on my candles. But these some expensive candles, man. Y'all can't hear it, but it be sounding like a log cabin. It be a whole fire brewing inside of here.
But
got some nice lamps and everything that look like rocks. I'm trying to get the ambiance just right, man. But that's how I'm gonna get 50K. It ain't gonna be no perfume. It ain't gonna be no perfume. But yeah, gotta get the ambiance right. And if it takes perfume to get 50K, then I'm just not gonna get 50K.
Hey, bro, you got the strong stuff in the back. You're supposed to have that champagne, bro.
Hey, I do a morning show. When I do a marathon to get late in the show, I put a little something in this glass, put a little something in there. I used to start the show out drinking, but I just had to say, okay, I can't be drinking in the morning. But
right.
I do when I'm doing anything past noon, I have a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah.
But all right, let's go ahead. Zero threw us off with that shit.
So if you stick to what the male space originally was, which is focusing on the mental health of men, focusing on the physical health of men, focusing on, our financial prosperity and helping one another, then you get relegated to the lower levels of YouTube. So what has happened is it has given birth to a group of men who have basically become what is known as red pill dope men. And to give you a perfect example, it's like an infomercial. So it's like, hey, you want to, if you buy this product for 3 easy payments of $29.99, you'll have bitches falling at your feet in no time. You know what I'm saying? So they're selling you these products on how to dress for women, how to talk to women, how to walk for women. What are women thinking when they do this or when they say that? And ultimately, what you are doing is you are infecting the male space with these concepts that are counterproductive to our health, because our goal is to get off of the drug of women. We are trying to be stronger men. And what they are trying to do is to get you hooked back on the drug. So it's like if you came to Oheen and Bernard's drug treatment facility, and you was like, yo, I got problems with these drugs. I need to get off. And then I say, you know what, Bernard, your problem is not drugs. Your problem is the way you use the drugs. Now, if you pay me, I will teach you how to use these drugs correctly. Does that sound like a recovery center you want to be in? You know what I'm saying?
Say that again. Say that last part again. I got distracted. Nerdine sent me an email of a meme that's sort of relevant to this conversation. I may show it, but shout out to Nerdine. He sent me an email. I was caught up looking at the meme. That last part of what you said, I heard it, but I need say it again. Say it again.
No, I was just saying, like, it's a situation of, if you came to my drug treatment center and you came there for the purpose to get off drugs, right? Mm-hmm. But I tell you, Bernard, look, it's not that, it's not the drugs that's your problem. It's the way that you use the drugs that's your problem. Mm-hmm. So if you give me 3 easy payments of $29.99, I will teach you the proper way to use the drugs. Does that sound like a place you want to be?
No. The only thing I'll say to that is, okay, trying to think of how I'm gonna go with this. The guy who's okay, there's a difference between the guy who's running into problems that, like, you ran into, problems that I ran into, versus the guy who's at the ground floor. He having a hard time getting with a woman at all. He having a hard time even getting in a place where he can even have those problems. Because a lot of times when guys that are, getting with a lot of women are talking about the problems that come with that, there's a guy somewhere that ain't getting no ass was like, man, I wish I had your problems. So what's your thoughts on that guy going to a dating coach, is getting the game on, okay, if you get a regular haircut, start dressing better, get your ass in the gym.
So remember, what's the problem here? The problem is his focus is on women, right? Mm-hmm. He should have been focused on his well-being and his health. He's trying to figure out how to get women. You know how much of a time-consuming endeavor that is, to where you're trying to figure out what they're thinking. When you look at a man that you would classify as confident or alpha or whatever term you use, right? He understands that time is wasted trying to figure out what she likes, what she wants, how she wants you to dress. So he has the confidence to be himself and focus on other things. She is actually the last thing he's worrying about. I mean, gentlemen, think about the two, because we've all played the role of alpha and beta, right? So we've played the role where we were in relationships. I just told you about mine. You're in a relationship, you're trying to make her happy, and all of that goes wrong. But what about that female or those females that you didn't have any care in the world for? You just called them when you wanted to get some release, and that was all you called them for. Was those not the best relationships that you ever had? When you were not invested, you were focused on other things. You would just call her at the last minute. I'm sitting in the house, I ain't got nothing to do. Let me call her. Boom, what you doing? All right, I'm coming through. And was that not the best version of a relationship? You could get anything you want from her. She would do anything. She was accommodating and everything. However, when you were in that relationship and you were trying to make it work and you were invested, everything went wrong. So this is what I'm talking about. Why would you try to encourage men to get back on the drug that landed them here in the first place? It makes no sense. And I did a show where I played a number of prominent men saying, stop chasing women. If you stop chasing them, they will chase you. So to even listen to somebody that's trying to give you tips and tricks on how to talk to these chicks out here is counterproductive, because it's going against the original tandem, which is, focus on your business. They will chase you. Come on, rappers been saying this for years. Why are we not listening, man? Like, come on, bro. So that's how I feel about it, man.
Right on. News says pseudo red pill dope dealers and male feminists. Get a lot of male feminists to come coming around. I've been been covering that a little bit lately. How many black men are actually male feminists? It's like kind of it's almost depressing.
Single mothers, man. That's what, when you get into the indoctrination camp of single mothers, that's what you get.
It says, I'll teach you a better way to smoke crack. You have to hold the pipe downstream so that the smoke goes upward.
Exactly. That's what it's like dealing with the red pill dope man. They're not trying to teach you how to do away with your crack addiction. They're trying to teach you a better way to smoke it. See, you smoking it wrong. That's why you're in trouble now. But if you pay me $29.99 plus shipping and handling, you have bitches falling at your feet in no time. You know what I'm saying? So this is what's going on, and this is what the space has turned into. And a lot of dudes are doing this. Why? Because they want to attract females to the space, and ultimately this is a secret weapon, right? See, because we can't go into female spaces. You're not allowed, right? Try to go to Michelle Pink or what's my favorite girl? This chick is my favorite. What's her name? She said, yes, there she goes.
7. Yeah.
That's my favorite girl, yo. Try to go into these spaces. You are not allowed, right? But all of a sudden in our space, we get in this influx of female dating coaches, and we want to hear their opinions and shit. But this is a method to destroy what we have built, right? Because this is designed to keep us from developing our own independent thoughts, right? Which is why they're so enraged about what we feel in terms of politics, because you're not supposed to have an opinion that is opposite of what they feel. And when a lot of them come into this space, they're coming in here to basically eradicate what we have built. So, like I said, they're all over this male space. Women are all over this male space. They're giving their opinions. They're doing videos. They got way more subscribers than me and you, Bernard, right? But we can't go over to their sector and do the same thing. They will not allow it. You will get kicked out with the quickness and with extreme prejudice, family. So that's what I'm talking about. So the red pill dope man is making all of this confusion and chaos possible.
I'm laughing at something that only the moderators can see. Timed out Sister George for no reason, just because. She gonna say, right when you said you can't go to women's channel, she said everybody is welcome at the breakdown of woman's perspective. I just timed her ass out. She in a timeout. All right, Judge Zilla the Beast came through the super chat. He says, for 3 easy payments of $29.95, I will sell you some of my masculine essence. Side effects include welfare, irrational drama.
There you go, Judge Zilla. There you go, because that is what's happening, family. But listen, I don't know who you said, Jessica X. I don't know who that is, but
no, Sister George. Oh, wait, no, Jessica X right there, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That was Sister George. My fault.
That's Sister George. I timed out.
You're not allowed in their spaces, bro. You're not allowed in, like, for instance, look at society, right? We go to the gym, right? Mm-hmm. And guys go there meaning business. We want to work out. We want to get that workout on. We want to exercise, right? But then you get the gym thoughts that come in, right? And they wear the tightest stuff, and then they want to, do the squats in front of you while you're working out and stuff, right? The goal is to distract you from what you are focused on. Your goal and your intention is to work out. But I'm pretty sure a lot of guys can attest to that, going to the gym and it be a bunch of gym thoughts in there, right? Oh, but here's the thing, Riley. They have all female gyms. You are not allowed in all female gyms.
Whoa, I didn't know that. They got all female gyms?
They do. They have all female gyms, and you are not allowed in those gyms. And if you even look like you're walking close to it, somebody's going to come out to find out what you're doing, right? In certain countries, they have only female transportation, right? They have certain trains or buses that are designated for only women. So they want to be in your space, but you are not allowed in theirs. So I go back to the original question. What is the agenda? What do they truly want, right? Are they here to help you? Like, you really think that women are going to give you the answers to how they've been manipulating us since the beginning of time? You think women are going to really tell us what it is we need to look out for? So my original question, what do they want? What's the agenda? Why are they here? Right? Because you can't go over to their side, bro. You are not invited. Try to get on Michelle Pink's show. Try to get on the Swirler Girl show. Try to get on why do I keep forgetting her name? This is my favorite girl too. She-Ra 7. Try to get on their show. See what happens. See if they're welcoming of you getting there. Because we are not allowed in those sectors, but they are here in ours. And look, you can see the proof in the pudding, because it's working. Because you got females that got channels here. They got like 50,000 subscribers, 60,000 subscribers, and all kinds of stuff in the male space. Think about how crazy that sounds, bro. In the male space, you see, this is what I'm talking about, yo.
Yeah.
This is their version of OnlyFans, right?
Get out of there. Get out of there. Jessica X, thank you for that super chat, though. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. I don't know how the hell I didn't know you could time somebody out while you in timeout. How the hell that happened? That's weird. Goddamn. Okay, I just learned something new today. Apparently that can happen. All right. Oh man, damn, it was something else. It was something else that I wanted to touch on. I done got all thrown up, but we almost 2 hours in, so we might just open this bad boy up. And y'all know how we've been doing it. We've been keeping the nigga shit to a minimum up in here. We've been keeping the nigga shit to a minimum. Don't come up here on some nonsense. I know he said some things that some of y'all disagree with when he talked about the monk mode and all of that. When he come up here clowning, I feel bad because you've been drama free your whole time in this space. I remember the first time you came on my panel, goddamn Platinum was coming at you sideways. I'm just preemptively letting everybody know that we don't do that over here no more. We can have spirit and faith, but ain't nobody.
It was a perfect example of what I was talking about. So that's why I wasn't upset at all, because basically what I did when I came on the show that day was I took everything that he based his entire life on away from him. You know, his whole life was based on bagging bitches. You know what I'm saying? And then when I came through and I said that whole mindset is a mistake, because it keeps us distracted from what we should really be focusing on. Ultimately, what I was saying was, listen, your entire life is a lie. So you already heard, when you're trying to take people out of a matrix, they're not going to go willingly. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't upset about that. I was actually entertained.
Yeah. Yeah, I just put the link in the chat. That's what I was trying to go with it. You said something interesting. I didn't know that it was even a such thing as all female gyms. Do they got do they got it in writing the purpose? What's the reason why? What's the reason why?
Because they don't want to have the pressure of having men around, right?
What do they mean by pressure?
Like, basically, if you coming in there and you got the 6-pack and you up in shape and you doing your workouts, and she's overweight and she's trying to, get there, she feels ashamed being in the gym. So because she feels inadequate or she feels less than, she's less likely to go to the gym. So with that, they created all female gyms. so they wouldn't have the pressure of being around guys, right? So anytime a woman wants, if she wants to get a workout, she can go to an all-female gym and there's no pressure. However, there are no all-male gyms. And if you try to create an all-male gym, I'm pretty sure you'll get a lot of backlash, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because they want to be in your space, but you can't go into theirs. And like I said, and in other countries, they have women only trains and buses. So men can't even commute home on certain trains and buses because it's for females. You know what I'm saying? So we are not allowed in their space. We're not allowed in their space, but they are over here. Listen, do you really believe that women are going to give you game on how to deal with women?
I've always said that's a very faulty concept. Whenever a female, she's trying to be a female dating coach for men, I've always said that's a faulty concept at best. I mean, I don't even know what to do with that. It's a weird thing. I mean, yeah, she can give you some general information, some cookie cutter information and all of that, but I can't go with it.
I'll give you
it always reeks of somebody attempting to be, and shout out to Ricardo Rodney, he says salute Bernard and Enlightenment TV. It does reek of somebody trying to essentially be a female Derek Jackson, where even if you listen to what Derek Jackson is saying, there are parts of it where he's he might say something that makes some sense. But at the end of the day, I feel like he's normally we haven't seen an equivalent to really compare it to, put it like that. The closest it is a chick named Danica Marie. She got a lot of, and she didn't come up in this space, but she got a lot of subs. I think she was doing her thing on Facebook for a while. She's the closest thing to it, but she ain't nowhere near, at the status or level that a lot of the male dating coaches for women are. So, I mean, it's a weird thing. I mean, I'm not trying to just, I don't know what to make of it. I get at a loss for words because I just get confused at the guys that line up to try to learn at the feet of a woman. It's just a weird, like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Exactly.
I'll just say that I don't get it. I'm not even going to get into analyzing whether it's good advice or bad advice. I've very rarely heard women truly say the nitty gritty shit that will help a guy get a woman, because a lot of it is stuff that women, a lot of the stuff that you really do that really attract a woman, unless it's a woman with her head, who 100% got her head on straight and is choosing men for the right reason. A lot of the stuff that you do to attract a woman, if women really admitted it, they would be admitting the flaw in their programming.
Exactly.
So they really can't come clean and just and put it out there. I remember it was a chick that I was chasing for a while. She was giving me the runaround. She was flaking on dates. And then one time she flaked on a date or something like that. And I just got to the point of fuck, I didn't even respond to it. I ignored her. And even she had said something. She had said something to me one time, and I said some shit that, that was dismissive, like communicated that I didn't give a fuck. But it also, it kind of indirectly cut her a little bit. And that made, and then I couldn't stop her from texting me. A chick can't really give that kind of advice.
Exactly.
Because it was something in that woman to where when I started ignoring her, when I started, basically just got to the point to where I had her sitting around questioning, dang, who is he actually messing with? Who is he fucking to where he can just ignore my text messages like this? Let me text him a bunch of more times. It was, it's goofy shit like that I don't think women can really. They typically not going to give that much honest advice on. It's weird shit. I mean, they can give good advice, but a lot of the stuff that women truly be getting attracted to, if they had to really admit that, they would be making women look bad. So
Yeah.
I won't even. But it is what it is. It is what it is. It's a game. It's something that they do, and I don't get too much into it. But female dating coach for men. It's a weird concept. It's a weird concept. I'm not coming at nobody sideways. I ain't criticizing nobody for doing what they do, how they do it. It's just, in my opinion, a faulty concept. Clue, the movie A Low Down Dirty Shame. I used to like that one. Had a scene in a female gym. Oh wow, I didn't know that. Didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's a lot of safe spaces for women, but you are not allowed to have one as men. Like, listen, it's not a mistake that our sector of YouTube is being colonized. Because remember, the male space really did follow the ideology of we're going to do our own thing and we're walking away from relationships. And what started to happen was, first we were laughed at, right? First it will never work. Oh, we were called all kinds of names. We were shamed, everything, right? But then they started to see it started to gain traction. And if I don't know if you was around at that time, but they did the first round of ad apocalypse, right?
Yeah,
So,
I know about that. I wasn't necessarily around, but I do know about it.
So the first group of men started to get punished by way of you're not getting any advertising, right? And then men still was given the message, right? The money wasn't important. So then they did another round of the ad apocalypse. And that was supposed to shut us down too. But it only because they were putting those restrictions on us, that brought more people to the space. That brought more men into the space. And the message started getting out there. And then that's when you started to see all those videos from those females, and they were saying, what happened to all the good men and all of that? Because suddenly we started learning the science and understanding the true nature, and we walked away. So what I'm saying to you is, when you see that, because remember in the beginning, if a woman walked into this space, they walked in here to flag us, to dox us, to report us, to try to find out where we work, to get us fired. That's what they were doing. But what they realized was none of that worked, right? Nobody was. When I first came in here, bro, I was always cammed up. I never came in here hot in my face, right? I didn't care. I was like, whatever you do is what you do, but I'm gonna speak my piece, right? But they were trying to scare men from speaking this message, because they were trying to dox us. They were flagging our channels, and all of that. But then they saw, the more you do that, the more you try to do those things, you're just letting us know that our message is correct. So what they did was the Trojan horse theory. You saw that video I did about the Trojan horse?
I believe so. Go ahead and refresh. Go ahead.
Yeah. So they did the Trojan horse theory. They realized, look, we can't come directly at their ideology, because it only makes them stronger. We can't get past those walls. The more we try to attack them, the more other men join, right? Because people are like, wait a minute, why are these women so angry at them, and why are they going so hard? And then they come to the sector, and then you realize that this is a product that sells itself, right? I don't have to convince you to look at our ideology. Once you see it, it just makes sense. And that's what started growing the community. So what they did was the Trojan horse method was, we're going to use men to sneak into the space, and then we're going to push our narrative on them. So what you are slowly starting to see is this is going from a male space focused on male issues to now relationships. So get those candles out and
Hey, I rock with the candles. I rock with the candles, man. I rock with the candles.
Get that cognac and let's talk. And then we, this is supposed to be an all male space, but we talk about her feelings. You know what I mean? So, like I said, you ain't going on Shiraz Riley. You think you getting invited to Shiraz 7's channel? You think you're going to get invited to Michelle Pink's channel or Chrissy's channel? No, bro. No, they'll be offended you asked. You know, so that's what I'm saying. This is a Trojan horse theory where they are coming in through guys and then they're going to spread their message. And by the time it's done, this is going to be the relationship space, no longer the male space. This is going to be the relationship space. It's going to be flowers everywhere. It's going to be pretty paintings in the background. It's going to be like, welcome. It's no longer going to be Male Enlightenment TV. It's going to be relationship TV. How to get along with your spouse coming up next.
No, I don't think it's going that far. I don't think
It's happening.
Some people. And look, yeah. She's saying can't wait. Yeah, you know how that goes.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, no, real talk. I do. Oh, you said Bernard was like, hold up, I like that.
Zero said it's already the relationship space.
I like, yeah, okay.
Should she be entitled to the cold side of the pillow? Let's find out. I'm telling you, bro. Lynn Hendricks in here. What is up, sir?
Oh shit. Damn, you threw me off. I do feel, and I joke with Sister George a lot, but in all honesty, I do feel like their channel is an example of what you were talking about when you said that that is basically it's coming in Trojan horse, but ultimately to get within the male space and try to, you know, get their views, opinions, and perspectives out from within, not as just an enemy combatant, but it just, you know, on the inside, trying to change it from within. I look at them as the resistance on the front line, because when they started out, they used to hop on Obsidian panel and used to just, you know, come against all the guys arguing, fighting back and forth. Then eventually they started a channel in this space, got promotions from a lot of guys in this space. I don't knock the business strategy, by the way, but they got promotion from a lot of guys in this space. And now their channel is like I look at it like a straddle the fence channel, where they try to, you know, oh, well, we agree with the points that the guys are making, but and this and that, but this, but that, and then it's basically a rebuttal counter argument that's trying to, you know, trying to win over the audience to their way of thinking. That's, in my opinion, completely separate. Even though they agree with us on one thing, but they like, but you got to look at the reasons why and the root causes, and this many women were molested as children, and that's why this is happening. And that, you know,
women are intelligent, man. They're intelligent. So the first thing they did was they react off of emotion, and that's why we were getting the negative messages in our comment section and all of that, right? But as time went on, they had a meeting, right? They didn't have a physical meeting, but they had a meeting of the minds, and they understood the more we war against them, the bigger their army grows. So all they did was use the art of war. You know what I'm saying? So you get in, you have men lead you into the space, and you will go undetected. And that's how they slowly implement. Look, think about, yo, Riley, have you ever had a woman move into your house and you turn around and you don't know how it happened?
No.
Okay.
Because I got married young, so post marriage, I haven't lived with a woman post marriage, so I never had a girlfriend move in. No, never happened.
Here's the science behind it, and the fellas can attest to this. What they will do is they will start out by leaving little things at your house, a toothbrush, you know, maybe a brush, you know, something like that. Then after a while, it graduates to maybe a sweater, right? Then you start to see more things come in. And then before you know it, she has moved into your place and you don't know how it happened. See, women are patient, right? So they come in now with the, oh, okay, I agree with those points, but here's some differences. But pretty soon, you going, I'm telling you, Bernard, Riley, you're going to be wearing a cardigan sweater. You're going to have on a polo shirt. You know, Karen's going to be right next to you. You're going to say, "Welcome to the Bernard and Karen show. Today we're talking about marriage. Is it time?" I'm telling you, bro. This is what is happening, yo. This is what's happening, man. I'm telling you. They are, listen, you got to give it to women, man. They are methodical, they are calculating, and they are patient above all other things. But this space is not going to exist, bro. It's going to be about relationships and dating and how you should you know, men are going to start to agree we should pay for dates again. It's going to be chivalry.
The paying for dates, and that's already here. That part been a wrap. On the paying for dates thing. It's I'm a coffee date kind of guy. If we gonna go out on some dates, and you know, I got converted over to coffee dates a little while ago, because if you I ain't even about to give my opinion on dates and turn it into a date show. But yeah, the marriage discussion has been had here. I don't like when the guys are having a marriage discussion from the perspective of basically they just saying if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. No, I don't like it when they having it that way. Only if they talking about a man who wants children and wants a family, then okay, I can listen to the discussion of marriage. But going down there and signing them legally binding documents is another thing. But I do understand the importance of family, because I understand outcomes of children born into families. But then there's the laws and all kind of other shit, the fucked up culture. You're getting a woman from this culture trying to be traditional. Is she gonna be on some bull? You'd already talked about how, you know, I got one thing I've said a long time ago. Once the woman once she gets used to you doing something for her, once she get used to it, now you ain't doing shit. It ain't nothing no more. You experienced that. The chick got used to you doing everything that you was doing for her. So it is a storm that you're walking into, even when you're trying to, you know, think about family and children and all of that. So yeah, it's a tough one. But no, I do think a conversation can be had, but the context of that conversation is very important. But yeah, but some I don't know if it's gonna go as far left as what you're predicting, but if it is gonna go that far, the early stages of it.
Look at the #1 show in this space. It ain't because of dudes.
Yeah,
that's a relationship show. You know
oh yeah,
that's a relationship show. It's already here, bro.
Yeah, no, I give you that. I give you that. It's a damn okay. I can't argue with that. Yeah, his show.
And what do we talk about? He be talking about getting married, right? Right?
Yeah.
About getting married. He talk about, you know what I'm saying? Being a better person for her. It's already here, fam. Welcome.
Seti, let me get to my super chat. Seti said in the building, he said, Bernard, when your panel guests were telling the story about the girl he built from the ground up, it reminded me of a song by Orange Juice Jones. You know what he's talking about? The Rain.
I saw you and him.
Oh, standing in the rain. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I didn't know what he was talking about at first. He said, so we had Jessica X in the building with another super chat. Appreciate that. She said, so we adopt the female way of doing things when it comes to running your channel, but give advice to men to avoid female tendencies.
No, because if
hold on, wait. What is she even talking about? So we adopt the female way of doing things when it comes to running your channel, but give advice to men to avoid female tendencies. What does she even mean by that before you answer it?
Oh, now that I thought she was going along the lines of probably saying we were being hypocritical or something like that. But
that might be it. I don't understand exactly what she means.
No, but she's saying, so we adopt a female way of doing things when it comes to running a channel, but give advice to men to avoid female tendencies. So she's saying that she's breaking down the science of how to avoid falling in the traps what females do.
Oh no,
But
I think she's reiterating what you're saying. You're saying she's basically saying the females don't let men in their spaces, so she's saying men should adopt that female way of doing things. I don't know why she's calling it a female way of doing things. That sounds kind of coded, but she's basically saying do what the women do in terms of not letting women in the channel, but also give advice to men to avoid female tendencies. Yeah, she's trying to say that it's a contradiction.
yeah,
The problem with that is not letting men on the channel, not letting men on the channel, to call that a female way of doing things, as if the male way of doing things is to let a woman on the channel. Nobody gets to define what's a female way or male way of doing that.
See, but that only proves my point, right? See, women will never tell you the true essence of how to engage women. Why? Because that is their power. That is what they use to control you, right? So you can look at some of these female channels and they'll say, oh, you got to get away from a damaged female or something like that, right? And that sounds good to you on the surface, right? Because she must be on your side because she's telling you to stay away from women who are damaged, right? So that sounds good on the surface, right? But why is she not going to tell you that women thrive off of chaos, including the one that's giving you the advice, right? That she responds better to the man that comes in one day and he's nice, and then he comes in the next day and he flips over the table. You know what I'm saying? The unpredictability of the fact that he's never around and he got better things to do than to be with her. The emotional roller coaster that she loves to be on. And the fact that if you do take the persona of the good guy and you show up home consistently and you push away those females that's trying to get trying to get with you, right? And you trying to be that good and honest man, she finds that boring and corny. She finds the fact that she knows where you are, she thinks that's corny. The fact that your bills are paid every month, that is corny. She doesn't want that. That's why she goes to the thug, because the thug does not care. He doesn't care what she wants or what she likes. You think these women are going to get up here and teach you that? You think they're really going to tell you that that's the way you deal with women? No, it's going to go against everything they're looking for. Once they get used up and passed around by the thug or the bad boy or the Chad, she needs a beta to come home to. She needs a safe place to stay. So she is going to try to develop as many beta males as she can so they can be her fallback plan, when she turns 35. You think she's really going to go against her best interest? No. So this is what I'm talking about. You got a bunch of females in this space under the illusion that they're trying to help you, because they'll say something on the surface. They'll say, oh, don't deal with women like this. Don't talk to women like this. And you think that she really has your best interest at heart. But what she's really doing is getting you hooked on the drug so you can continue your beta tendencies. So when she gets finished getting passed around by the thugs and the bad boys, she's going to come to you. That's the true science. But they will never teach you that. I've never seen a female coach talk like that. I'm waiting.
Zero, shout out to Zero again. He said video titles be like, is it masculine to sleep in the wet spot? Shout out to Zero. Shout out to Zero.
Facts.
Brolic Sports TV in the building with a super chat. Appreciate that. Think somebody else is down here with a super chat that a lot of people. I'm missing super chats over here. He says that's why I don't allow nesting in my crib. Shout out to New Carl McFarlane. Shout out to him. He says, remember when Chrissy, Cynthia G, and Paris Milan started, they were all for black man and black love. Look at them now.
Exactly. Wow. Exactly.
Yeah.
Trojan horse, baby. Trojan horse. And you seeing it now. Look at what we are now. I'm from Black Rim 313 when he just had a piece of paper in front of a camera. Truth Quad 40. I'm from that era. You know what I'm saying? And now to look at what it's turned into, it's like the Oprah Winfrey show. You know what I'm saying? It's like the Oprah Winfrey show now. You know, we wearing suits and we're talking about our feelings, and you know, we got flowers and rose petals, and you know, the perfect way to talk to a lady and all of that BS. You know what I'm saying?
Mr. Negative, the negative man in the building, said, I knew a 41-year-old chick that said she can't be with a man that comes straight home after work.
Exactly. Exactly. These are the real sciences that men are not being taught. And you know, the chapter that I wrote, yes, your mom is in on it too, right?
Damn, I forgot to ask you about that one.
Yeah, because you know, my mom, and you know, I love her to death, but she was training me to be a beta. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's happening here.
My mom was indirectly doing that same thing, even though I've always said my mom was great, you know. Ratchet moment from my mom growing up, you know. Other than one time, it was only one time in my life, and it shocked the hell out of me. I was in the 7th grade. I think her and her friend was getting ready to go somewhere, and I heard her over the phone call her friend, one of her female friends, a bitch, but like in an affectionate way. You know, women call each other bitches. I heard my mom do that one time, and I was like, "The hell?" You know, it shocked me because I'm not saying she never did it. I just never saw it. It was not one questionable moment that I observed by her. So my mom was cool, but that training, that chapter when you say your mom is in on it, oh yeah, she did. She was on that, you know, training, teaching the son to be a beta. That much is correct.
Exactly.
Yeah, she was indirectly in on that, and I think a lot of that come from, you know, my dad, he passed away when I was 5, but he was with my understanding of him, and I've gathered enough evidence to where I'm not just, you know, because my mom never said not one bad word about him. She was a good mom in that sense. But I gathered enough data over the years to where, oh yeah, he was a wild boy, put it like that, just to put it mildly. She was concerned or worried that I would turn out to be him. So she overcorrected, you know, to the point of to where, you know, I when it came to my dealings with women, the beta-ness was just was just through the roof. Through the roof. She overcorrected. But shout out to Osama Abdu, says Oheen is all for her being a high value man. Damn here, truth. All right, guy, come on. We gotta quit floating the pop shots at
you know
you know who. I know, but I like to not be attacking other content creators, you know, on my program. I understand.
It's not an attack. It's not an attack.
I understand.
This is the reality of what is being, you know, listen, you got women on one side, you got the YouTube algorithm on another side, and what you are starting to find is that a lot of content creators, they are starting to conform, right? They don't want to fight against the battle that we have, so they just conform. You know what I mean? So that's what dudes are talking about, but it's not an attack.
I get it. I just want to make sure we keep it clean here. You know, I've been real big on that, not coming at other people. You know, I'm trying not to even give too much of my opinion on the person in question that y'all keep bringing up. I don't listen to the beginning of his show when he's basically giving the advice portion to women, but I do like to hear his back and forth interactions to women. So I normally come in an hour late and listen to some of them phone calls because it'd be some doozies. And when he get on them phone calls, I do think he hits those women with some red pill truth, but there is a portion of it especially in the beginning, in the opening part, where it's coming off, it's relationship advice for women. And I understand why people say, hey, that ain't a part of this space. That's not manosphere. I get all the arguments. You know, I do think there is some red pill things being said there, but I understand people not being on board with it, and seeing as he got like damn near 120,000 subs, he's in a whole new algorithm. So I mean, it's like it's whatever, and he got a unique skill and talent for the shit that he's doing. So I mean, so I'm like, hey, do your thing, do your thing. That's where I'm at with it.
But it's all entertainment, because we know the reality is that these females ain't trying to listen to what men are saying or what they need or what they want. That's the last thing that they're thinking about. So all of that right there is for entertainment purposes only, because they're never going to follow what you're talking about. Once the phone call ends, everything you said is forgotten. You know what I'm saying? So
all right. let's move along. I understand the brothers' complaints and issues. I understand. Where we at? Got new in the building. He says 1,800 abortions a day. That's a staggering stat that every time I look at them abortion stats, I'm like, that's that one, and the 50% herpes rate are one that I just look at and I'm like,
yeah,
that can't be true.
Yeah, and our women have the highest rate of infection, right, of any disease, according to the CDC. They are somewhere upwards of 75%, while Black men are around 32%. How does that work? What's the science in that? You know what I'm saying?
Dirty Dick Rodney.
Exactly.
Dirty Dick Rodney getting
exactly,
it
bro.
Yeah. He running. He putting Dirty Dick Rodney out there putting up Wilt Chamberlain numbers. But anyway, man, you got to change that name. You got to change that name. He says men are saying no what.
Yeah, you know, when you have men that have been indoctrinated into the system, because this started when we were kids. You remember when we were kids, we was all about cops and robbers and wrestling and all of that kind of stuff, right? So we saw girls as practice dummies. You know, we practicing wrestling moves on them and beating them up and all of that stuff, right? But who corrected your behavior when you did that? When she ran off crying, what happened? Either your mother, the teacher, or some adult came to you and told you you was doing it wrong. Girls are nice, sugar and spice and everything nice. So they started to shape your reality of how you should interact with girls. So suddenly these girls that you saw as practice dummies, suddenly they became, you know, these important individuals, and you had to treat them delicately. And this happens all through life, those rom-coms and these movies and these TV shows and, you know, the experiences you have. So suddenly you learn how to give away your confidence and your masculinity and put her on a pedestal. And that's the road where you start to lose at life. Once you put her on that pedestal, that's how you lose. You know what I'm saying? Every man that's in here that has been in a relationship that went left, they know it's because I put her on a pedestal. She said something stupid like, I'm not happy. And we automatically assume it has something to do with us. So it's, you know, like you said earlier, okay, so maybe I didn't do this enough. Maybe I didn't do this. We don't understand that that's just her programming, you know, and that's how we lose.
Right on. Chief Rocker in the building. I'm gonna go to you, Triple Black, in a second. Chief Rocker in the building with a $20 super chat. Appreciate that. He says, "Peace be Riley, panel in chat. Your guest is spot on. The brother's story reminds me of the lyrics of the song No More."
What is that?
Oh, No More Shopping Sprees.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What's the song?
That's a Rough Ends. Oh, no more shopping sprees. No more VIP. You taking it back.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got it.
You taking it back.
All right. Creep/VIPs, no more dough. Okay, got you. We can't even kick it no more. Right on, Chief Rocker. All right. We about to go to Triple Black. Well, he got No Cupcake Zone as his name. And I gotta step away for roughly 2 minutes. I'm gonna step away and leave YouTube for him to ask you a question or make a comment, and I'll be right back. So go ahead, Triple Black. You got the floor. You got the mic.
Hey man, peace and love, man, to everybody, man. Maybe I'm loving this, man. You know what I'm saying? Male enlightenment, man. Just keep. I mean, I'm soaking up the game, and maybe it's just early in the morning that we getting, I guess, this good content. Because if you go late at night or sometime in the afternoon, you got a whole bunch of people just putting on. I don't even know if it's different in the morning that we actually getting real stuff without all the filler and the fluff and the obvious, I guess the marketing campaign, but but no, it was crazy, man, because what you said earlier about the women in the spaces. If you look at, like, for instance, like Paris Milan and all those chicks, they basically came up off a dude. Phil, the reason, like, for instance, like Paris Milan, I'm not throwing any shots at her, but if it wasn't for O'Shea and like her getting in a battle with Boyce Watkins, who would really know her? What I'm saying? Just about even Yvette Carnell, even on that space, they all came up off of a man, if you really think about it, man. And I'm glad that you shed light to it. And the other thing is where I find your book and keep talking about these pill pushers, man. Because I was just like, God, like this red pill, blue pill, purple pill, black pill, all these pill pushers are just like, man, are we that messed up? I mean, like, I remember when I was in college, getting a woman was just like us squadding up and going to a club and you know what I'm saying, and everybody just talking to women. But now it's just like, I mean, my head is spinning. Is it really that difficult to just get a woman?
I think what has happened is now that they have the female ideology, the F word, what you are now seeing is the true essence of who they are, right? See, previously, as early as the early 90s, they were bound to certain restrictions by society. So, there was no such thing as no fault divorces, and you didn't have the, they didn't have all of the rights that they have now and all of the freedoms that they have now. So they were bound by the laws and restrictions of family and all of those things to behave in a certain manner. But now that we have ushered in this new sect of society where now they're free to do anything they want, you're starting to see who they really are, right? Because ultimately it's their decision. So you are starting to see the true nature. Like I had this discussion before. I was talking about when you look at previous societies, the fathers would select the husbands for their daughters, right? And to many people, it seemed barbaric. Why can't she just select who she loves and things like that? But the reality was, the reason that men would do that is because they knew that their daughters would make the wrong decisions, right? Because she was thinking about love and attraction and things like that, while he was thinking she needs a roof over her head and she needs food in her stomach and she needs to be alive, right? So, and instead of people looking at it like that, they thought, oh, he's barbaric. He just wants her to be with who he wants her to be with, when he was really trying to keep her alive. And that's what you're seeing today. You're seeing women, now that they have the freedom to do whatever they want, who are they picking? They're picking the worst guys, right? And then when it's all said and done, once they've gotten a bunch of DNA shakes in their face, once they got passed around, once they used up, suddenly the good, distinguished man is her target now. Now that she got 3 kids and now that she lives in the projects, suddenly she wants this man of higher class, right? Now she don't want to play any games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
No, it's
Now it's basically
crazy.
essentially, hold on real quick. Essentially, she want the guy that in previous generations her father would have chose from
exactly.
the start. But
Exactly.
once we let women choose from the start who they wanted, when they wanted, how they wanted, once that happened, is we basically let the inmates run the asylum.
Exactly.
I got to put it that harsh and let the inmates run the asylum. Go ahead, Triple Black. Hold on real quick before I pass it back to Triple Black. Yeah, I haven't mentioned the book in a while. We want book sales today. We pushing it. He ain't pushing it. He ain't saying it. I'm saying it. I won't. Come on. Let's hit those links. I see Golden Child dropping a link in the chat of where you can find his book. He just wrote a wonderful book titled oh shit, here I go. No, don't tell me. I got it this time. The Gentleman's Book of Enlightenment, the MGTOW SYSBM Red Pill Guide.
Right.
Check it out.
Man, if you want to learn how to, fix like a car, you can go on YouTube and you'll get the real way how to fix this car. If you want to know how to cook something, but how come, I guess in the relationship space and all this stuff, they bury like the real content so far down, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's crazy. Like, what you were saying about Bernard's channel, and, me and him, when I got on this panel the first time, we probably got off on the wrong foot, but he should really have like 50,000 subscribers. Yeah. He should really be up there, but
I'm still new.
No.
Right.
Give me a minute.
But you have people that absolutely are selling what is garbage. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got a dude that's telling you, you know what, you can be, 5 foot nothing and broke and still get like, model chicks and shit like that, when at the end of the day that probably is not even true. But you get 1,000 of them, trying to product push and not really, telling the truth. Is it strategic that women like kind of bury like, real content and like real reality, like far down in the algorithm, so they don't have to get, so I guess they don't get caught? Because if you want to catch a fish, you ask the fisherman, not the fish.
Absolutely. I'll prove it to you, Bernard Raleigh. You should have way more subscribers. Do you remember that day when the four horsemen got on and they did their live stream, right? And all of a sudden they had like 15,000 people watching them live. It was like 15,000 people watching them at one time. You remember that?
You said the 4 horsemen?
Yeah, that's Alpha Male Strategies. Steph is
yeah, I haven't been keeping up with it. I do know they've been collabing. I didn't know they had a official name for it, but yeah, go ahead.
But they had like 15,000 people viewing them live, and then anybody else in the space that went on, they saw way higher numbers than they normally see. See, what happened was during the health crisis, there wasn't a lot of people there to man the boards. And ultimately it must have shut off or something like that. And you started to see the real numbers of what people were supposed to get. You know what I'm saying? So you saw people getting 10,000 views, people that got maybe 300 viewers got 5,000, stuff like that. You saw the numbers going out of control. Why? Because it was reaching a bigger audience of people who are definitely interested in it. So what's happening is the YouTube algorithm is making sure that the Bernard Riley show is not seen by the audience that it definitely can reach. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they're doing. They're keeping your numbers low. And I'm pretty sure you've noticed when you look at your subscribers, you'll see it up at one point and then you'll check it another time and it's down. So all of a sudden you lost subscribers. So you're trying to tell me people actively went in there and unsubscribed from your channel? No, man, that's YouTube, bro. That's YouTube. Yeah, man. You should have way more subscribers than you do. But those algorithms are designed to keep the type of discussions we have hidden from the rest of the society. I'm a conspiracy theorist. This is a major conspiracy, right? And what I believe is this is the will of government, media, Hollywood, and various other entities. Why? Because they need a fresh amount of blue pill beta souls available. Because think about what you're dealing with now. If you even thinking about getting into a relationship with a woman today, the first thing you have to understand is you are getting into a relationship of debt, right? Because all of them went to school. So you are dealing with a woman who at least owes $50,000 to $60,000 and upwards to $180,000, right? So if you are even thinking about getting into a relationship or a marriage with this woman, you're already dealing with debt, right? Then on top of that, their financial aspirations have gone unchecked. So now you're dealing with women who have access to credit cards, who are buying shoes and clothes and getting their hair done. So now you got the credit card debt, right? And then let's not forget, they like nice cars. So here come that BMW or that Mercedes Benz that she's paying an $800 car note on. So what are you really getting into modern day? You're dealing with women who are in debt, and what they want to offer you is a used up vag that has over 300,000 miles in exchange for making them right financially. It's not a good deal, bro.
Go ahead, Triple Black. Did you want to?
No, you're absolutely 100% right about that. But the thing about it is like I guess we've been conditioned, like when the truth hurts. I mean, it just hurts to these chicks. It hurts. It's like, come on, man. Like, and the thing about it is when you call it out, there's all types of shaming tactics that try to deter you from telling the truth. Oh no, you're just hurt. Oh, well, who hurt you, boo, and all this. Nah, like, you know what? You're trying to tell me that I should go to Goodwill and pay full price for something that's secondhand.
Exactly.
Like, how dare you? Oh, it's vintage. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. No, you're insecure. Oh, every shaming tactic gets used to try to deter us from the truth. And it's crazy.
They're basically a 1970s vehicle for 2020 prices. That's ultimately what they're trying to sell you. She's a used car salesman, and she's trying to sell you 1970 vehicle for 2020 prices.
Yeah, and then what's disheartening is you got a lot of these dudes on board now. You got a lot of these dudes trying to push their product and trying to tell you, you know what, just which they're right to a certain extent. Like, you know what, you're supposed to get on your purpose and you're supposed to do all this type of stuff. But at the end of the day, getting on your purpose and doing all this stuff, we still have an environment where there's used up bitches. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry to use that. It's not, I mean, I don't care how high value that you get, it's not going to, I guess, to fix the inherent problem of what we have now. It's just like, you can high value yourself, you can do all this type of stuff. If you're still going into stores that have bad products and shits, you're still going to get shit service,
I think the biggest mistake that especially Black men have ever made is that we've actually made an investment in her as opposed to all of the things that could enrich our lives. And I think we are seeing the results of it now because the Black community is in shambles. We are financially at the very bottom. Our education levels are extremely low. Many of our boys are in special education, and many of those boys are taking medications. We have a lot of single parent households, which leads to, according to the U.S. Census, a lot of our single families produce individuals who are prone to ending their own lives, being high-level drug users, engage in criminal activity, self-mutilation, gender confusion, all of these different things. So I think the biggest mistake was, instead of us focusing on building a solid foundation on economics, education, entrepreneurship, we spent all our time chasing her. We're watching, pimp movies and relationship movies, and we're basing our manhood on how many of them we can be with, as opposed to focusing on what can make us stronger as a society. So I think that's why we're in the position we are now. She is a used up vehicle, bro.
Right on. Oheen, what you think about, or did you see that video that Roger Connor talking about Sasha Obama with her friends rapping one of City Girls songs on TikTok?
No, I didn't see that, but I'm not surprised because though that is her default setting. Like we was talking about the chapter earlier, what does she have to offer? What you find is when you take away all the lies and the confusion, all she has to offer you is sexuality. She doesn't have anything else to offer you. I mean, have you ever been excited that a woman was the CEO of such and such corporation and she wanted to date you? Did that turn you on? Has that ever excited you? Did it ever turn you on that a woman drove up with the late model Benz or BMW or whatever, and she wanted to talk to you? Has that ever been what you looked at when you saw her? No, you're looking at her physical makeup and her disposition. You don't care about any of those things. So when you look at Sasha, all you're doing, take away the fact that her father was the president and her mother was the first lady and all of that. What is she? She's just a regular chick on default setting, you know?
My man Pablo Frescobar in the building. What's going on, Pablo? Pablo, mic check. We can't hear nothing. You off mute, but we can't hear nothing if you're trying to talk.
Right. Falcon fans.
Hey,
There you go.
all right. I can hear you. You can hear me, right?
Good. Yeah, we got it. You got the flow. You got the mic. What's going on?
Nothing much, man. Your guest, Male Enlightenment TV, is spot on about the Western cultural machine wanting it this way.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll give you an example. Anybody in the manosphere space who wants to go on to Netflix and watch the movie called, well, it's a series called The Crown. It's about the British monarchy. The British culturally uplifted, upheld, and pedestalized their women from its inception. And it's very evident when I watch that particular mini-series that we inherited that particular mindset and culture from them, because America was a British colony. And there became a turning point where it really got sold to the, across the seas. Contrast that to the Spanish. The Spanish did not pedestalize their women in their monarchy or in any of their dealings. And so you have a set of different cultural values. Now, it is beginning to seep into Latin culture, but it's definitely overpowering in Anglo culture or a British and American Western culture, that women are pedestalized, and it is men's job to please them and find ways to uphold them. And it's very evident when I watch this particular mini series that it's been a long time making, and it's baked into the cake.
Fact.
Right on, right on. We got my man Silent Lamont in the building.
Yo, what's good, man?
What's going on? What's going on, Silent? What you got?
My man Bernard got on his 6 Browns today, man.
6 Browns. You only get 70% of your jokes, man. I don't even get that one. 6 Browns.
I'm just talking shit, man.
Talking
got
about.
Hey, man, looking good, BR, with your candles in the background, man. I see.
They ain't even lit though. They all burned out. I gotta re-up on the candles, man.
They man candles. They're electric candles. God damn it. No, man. I'm just chilling, man. Listen to y'all chop it up. Just want you fellas to know none of this shit. I like it brutally honest, man. I love it. Even me, I stand in it. God damn it. But it's not for you to be upset. It's another for you to understand how the world moves. And you're right. We have been indoctrinated with, the sugar or spice. And I actually jumped on because I wanted to, I had a theory, and I may have told you this theory before, but you guys were talking about the rom-coms and the chick flicks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my theory is those movies are not for women.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually for men.
Mm.
Because women understand they don't truly operate like that. Women understand that in the real world, the loser's not going to chase her for 13 episodes and then she's going to give him the ass over chat. Women understand that. What it does is it indoctrinates men that if you simp and try and simp and blow her house down, she'll choose you over Chad. So it's conditioning men to be fucking simps watching those fucking movies. I think that's why men, have a natural reaction to it, because there's something in our brains that, hey, someone's trying to feed us some bullshit here. It ain't about the love shit. It's about the simping shit.
Mm-hmm. You speaking directly to the other chapter that I wrote in the book, which is the concept of love is not real, love versus respect. And pretty much the whole idea of love in terms of a relationship is a fallacy. It's a lie. It's designed, because what it is you ever, like, let's say you've been in a relationship with a chick, right? And she probably caught you cheating, being unfaithful. What is the first question she will ask you? What is the first question?
Well, first question I got asked was how long I was fucking.
Oh, okay. Well, it's mostly along the lines of, do you love her? Right? Now, think about that. You got caught cheating, but she wants to know if you love this girl or you have feelings for her. Why would she want to know that? Right?
Because she want to know if she gonna lose that money.
Not only that, she also wants to know if this woman is controlling you now, because love is a controlling agent that keeps us blind, right? Think about all the things that I said in that last chapter. What does she have to offer? I brought this chick a house, I bought a car, I paid for her clothes and her shoes and all of that. I was basically caught under a spell. You know what I'm saying? I was infatuated with this woman because that concept of love blinds you from the reality. It blinds you from seeing what you are doing. And then when the spell wears off, then suddenly you realize, why did I do this shit? Why did I buy her this? Why did I, and that is why women ask you, are you in love with her? Because if you say you're in love with the other woman, it lets her know that
her spell is broken.
Huh?
They got you niggas in the chair like Bucky Barnes. Trade 6.
There you go.
Apple.
Exactly. So this is why they use the word love, but you ever notice they don't love you, right? They don't love you. They're not trying to build with you. They're not trying, they're not invested in you. They're trying to see how far they can get you to go, which is why it's so easy for them to divorce you and leave, right? Look at all these celebrities that suddenly getting these divorces. They didn't even know it was coming. Who was that? Emmett Smith. And who was the other guy? Luther Campbell, and it was another.
We just talking about him.
Yeah, and they got divorced, and they didn't even know it was coming, right?
Hey, but on that note, though, shout out to Dr. Dre, who has the law offices of Caruth and Caruth. He will not be paying $2 million a month.
Yeah, man. But this is what I'm saying. Like, these guys didn't even know they were getting divorced. They were still in love, and then it just fell apart because they don't feel the way that we feel about them. And as long as they can get you to say, I love you, they know that they have you in that trap. They know they can get you to do anything. Why do they say,
this nigga? I got this.
Exactly. Right?
Leverage, basically.
Yeah. So
basically, they when they know that you love, I guess you love them, or you love, like, I went through a situation where, I guess I was really infatuated with my son because it was my only child. And her knowing that, she knew she had leverage. I might have not loved her, but I love my son so much, because he's my only child, that it was almost like, all the evilness came out of her because you know what? She knows, he's like, hey, you know what? I have him by the balls. You know what? He might not love me, but I got something that he loves. And
Don't that sound like some supervillain shit? I mean, I'm watching Blacklist, and you know, the terrorists, you know, they're like, hey, I know you'll die. I know you don't give a fuck. But what if I go after your kid?
Exactly.
These niggas are supervillains and shit.
That's what I was saying earlier, right? So when you ask the question, what do you have to offer? Women get mad at that question because what it is ultimately saying is that you are awake and you are demanding respect.
Boom.
Wait, hold on, time out. Let me address something in the chat. I don't know why Ty City hid Truth is third or whatever his name is, but Ty City hit him. Then Sister George, you unhit him. I trust Ty City's judgment in hiding him more than I trust yours in unhiding him. So don't be unhiding people that respected people hide. You overstepping your bounds. Don't lose your wrench permanently. And you was down there talking about some witchcraft that was already worthy of getting blocked permanently.
Hey,
now,
I have a question real quick, and you know I'll get off on here. I was listening to one of the other guys, like the white dude. I guess his name is Rollo Tomasi or whatever, and he was saying some about how like women, like back in the day before birth control and all this type of stuff, a lot of the behaviors they didn't use as much because I guess there was more risk involved. They had the selection process, I guess, had to be a little bit more thorough. But now because you have so many protection mechanisms like birth control, child support, and all those type of things that protect them, that they engage in, I guess, in riskier behavior. That's why they tend to choose more and get used up by the no good people or whatever. I mean you can say whatever you want to say about the dudes that they choose. What do you feel about that? Do you think that that's contributed to it, or you think that's just in their nature to kind of fuck up anyways?
Well, you got to look at the
hold your thought real quick, Oheen. Shout out to Zero, who came through with a lot of super chats today. Appreciate it. He said rom-coms are horror flicks. The hero always loses. Wow. The guy is the good guy who breaks up a relationship by nagging a chick into submission. Goddamn. Shout out to Zero for that. Osama Abdul came through. He says, Pablo, thoughts on foreign black wife from overseas. We might touch on that one. Yeah. We put that in your back pocket, Pablo. I'm gonna try to come back to you on that real quick. ARC in the building. No disrespect to the convo, but I can't help but hear a lot of very familiar talking points from the possibility of sex and the beta male revolution. Fair point on the beta male revolution. I always try to shout you out as much as possible.
Okay, that's what's up.
When I didn't necessarily do it today, but I'll try to shout you out as much as possible. I did a stream. Somebody said, what was it? The stream was based off an article somebody wrote saying that women are low value beta males the solution for women, and I referenced your whole total alpha male with beta traits, beta male with alpha traits, and beta male with beta traits as the baseline of what I was making my arguments from. So I try to shout you out as much as possible. ARC. Yeah,
that's what's up. I remember he was on your show a minute ago, and I was like, wow, he really does have a lot of great insight. So I'm actually going to take that as a compliment, Alan Roger Curry. I'm actually going to take that as a compliment, man, because you from what I heard from you, you do sound on point. So appreciate that, bro.
All right. And also perfect blackness in the building. He says, look, ADOS women are to be avoided for wife choices. By all black men worth anything and perpetuating the effery when you marry/date them. He going all the way in there. All right, go ahead and finish your point on that, and then we'll get back.
Stand in it. Perfect. Stand in it.
Yeah. So
point, then we'll go to Pablo on that.
Well, hold on, because I got a little sidetrack. What was where
we was at? I'm sorry. I was getting behind on.
Hey, you were talking about essentially the salesmanship of love.
Oh, okay. So what happens is that you have to understand that in previous times, women were forced by society to make the correct choice, because there was no bailout if she made the wrong decision. So if she married society would not allow her to cheat and just divorce the man that was, taking care of her. In a lot of ways, if she was discovered as an adulterer, she would basically live a life of poverty. So we're talking about, the 50s on back to the
and also social out, a social outcast.
and the social stigma, right? Yeah, the social stigma, right? Because in those times you were either a wife or you were a lady of the streets. And I think that because society has called itself being progressive, and now there are no penalties for the decisions that she makes, she is showing you who she actually is. Most societies, like I said, they began with harsh restrictions on women because the previous societies were destroyed by them having more access to things that they normally would not have access to. So when you think about Rome and Egypt and all these various Kush and all of these different civilizations, once the society evolved to the point where women started to set rules and agendas, suddenly we read about them in the history books. And I think that's the direction we heading in now, because now WAP is supposed to be a song of empowerment, and Cuties is supposed to be a liberation movie for little girls. And, so
WAP is the new UNITY.
So this is what they bring. They bring the dysfunction and the confusion. Now, taking pictures in sexual poses with your son is considered some form of endearment. And now having a whole bunch of tattoos all over your face and your body, that's supposed to be sexy. And being obese or overweight, that's healthy at any size. And terminating children at the tune of 30 million a year is called My Body, My Choice. So this is what happens.
That's a really nice word for genocide.
Exactly. It's beautiful words for terrible things. And that's the society that we're living in now. So this is what happened when we opened that door to giving them the ability to have those types of say in the way business is conducted. Not saying that men are the all-knowing, but we wasn't trying to end the world. That's all I know.
Man, you're out here nervous about buying cheddar biscuits for a bunch of serial killers.
Hey, I don't know what the hell going on in the chat. People getting hidden and unhidden left and right. I don't know what's going on. Yeah,
this show is fire, bro.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing
we sparking feelings. Yeah. People getting upset.
Why did Man Friday get hidden? Why did Archer get hidden?
Man Friday got hidden.
Hold on, my man Archer got hidden. Come on, bro.
I think somebody sleep with their phone in their pocket or something. That's happened before on this show. Somebody fell asleep with their phone in their pocket, was timing everybody out. But yeah, come on now. Let's get it together. Let's get it together.
I know it's bad if y'all blocking Archer, man. That dude's a staple here. Come on.
All right. Pablo, we about to go ahead and well, hold on. First, real quick. I got to give a shout out to Lim Hendricks. Thank you for that Cash App. Appreciate that. Let's go to Pablo on that. You can kick us off, start us off on that topic of on the topic of damn, what was it? Yeah, the foreign wives versus American wives. I forgot exactly how it was worded. I'm sure you remember. Go ahead, you got it.
I heard some of it. Let me go back a little bit to what your guest was just saying and back him up with some history, right? So I was just talking about that movie that I've been watching called The Crown. Mm-hmm. Well, the British monarchy did something that had never been done in any monarchy in the history of the world in any culture. They began to allow the female line to assume the rights of the crown.
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, if the king didn't have a male heir, because it didn't matter across cultures, countries, races, whatever. Up until that time, if you were royalty, royalty went through the male line. If the king had a son, then the son would become an heir to the throne. If he didn't have a son, it would go to his next closest relative who had a son. Right? But the British did this. During the time Queen Elizabeth was a little girl, they allowed her father to allow, because he didn't have any male heirs, they allowed her to assume the monarchy. Not only did they allow her to assume the monarchy, they allowed her to choose a husband of her own choosing, who wasn't a royal, who wasn't in the circle of European royalty. It was the beginning of modern feminism as we know it. So there's that. Now, I don't understand, what was his question about choosing a foreign black female wife? What would you like to know?
No, somebody was just asking. I forgot how the question was worded at this point, but it threw out there something.
Well, let me say this:
again, an ADOS woman versus a foreign wife was versus trying to get it. If you're looking to get married, look, what's the foreign wife versus getting an ADOS domestic wife.
Well, culture matters, but I'll say this, and like most of the brothers that travel, warn, when you bring them here, then that can begin to change.
Exactly.
Now, yeah, but that the world is a lot smaller now, though, than it was in the late 2000s. A lot of the world has caught up, man. If you think this is still the late 2000s where you gonna get some barefoot bitch, you don't know shit.
No,
you got another thing coming. If you go, because a lot of these other countries are developed, right? So, this notion that everywhere else than America is just some third world shithole. I mean, if you go into any sort of civilization, they're on the up and up. Most of the women are, and most of the other women in other countries are actually smarter than American women, to be honest with you.
Well, just like when I was in Medellin last week, the difference is the negotiation is more upfront. That's the difference. The difference is, like, all of that stuff that your guest said that he was doing for the girl, getting her teeth fixed, getting her hair right, getting her look together, doing whatever he can to help her, financially. In other countries, the negotiation is up front. Okay, if you do this, and this, you can have me. Right? Whereas here, it's like, well, I don't know. Let's see. You take me out 3 or 4 or 5 times, I'll think about it. Oh, well, I need a man that do this, and this. And maybe I might fuck him. You understand what I'm saying? It's not as the negotiation is not as upfront. It's a soft maybe. You understand? Yeah. Whereas in other cultures, it's more laid out up front. I need a man to do X, Y, and Z. Can you do X, Y, and Z? If the answer is yes, then yeah, you get the girl.
But the good news is, overseas, though, the women over there are competing with $40. So that's the good news.
And it's a matter of scale. Yeah.
Over here, if they bring $40 over here officially, they'll act right too.
Zero back at it with another one. He says Archer got hidden for his incessant promotion of fat chicks. Archer don't do that. Archer like them size 0 to 2. 0 to 2. That's his range right there. Perfect Blackness in the building says my body, my choice equals my money, my choice.
Hey, responding to Wayne. Foreign women are far more in STEM fields. You run across plenty of engineers and doctors and scientists over there, and they're beautiful. Plenty of high level professional beautiful women overseas. Here in America, fuck no. If she a doctor, she is ugly. Trust. She got to be smart. I mean,
And Bernard, Perfect Blackness would be a good person to have if you want to have a show about American guys married to black foreign women, because his wife's from South Africa.
Right. Yeah, we've talked about that before. Yeah, no, he's definitely somebody. If I do a show on that, he's definitely somebody I got in my back pocket. I believe I got his email. So yeah, definitely.
And I got a couple of the passport bros that's married.
Oh
to
yeah,
women
you
from
got a whole
Ethiopia.
database for that you can.
Let me know who you want. Let me know who you want.
Yeah, right on. Zero back in the building. He said, Silent Lamont, thank you. It's simple shit. When you have replaceable tins with $40, hypertrophy is checked.
I mean, you see the desperation when the restaurants close.
Mhm.
You know, when these bars done close. Oh my God, men aren't taking us out on dates.
Exactly.
$40 look really good from there, don't it? I mean, all you got to do is starve the beast, man. It's almost here. That's all you got to do. Time is the great equalizer, man. This shit is about done. This is the final year. If you niggas don't fuck it up with letting her talk, you done won the war. Damn it. Yes. All you got to do is not fuck it up now.
Third War, ¿qué pasa, mi hermano? ¿Cómo es tu problema? What's going on, Third War? What's the problem? Somebody pissed you off?
Man, my chat be wild. I'm doing something with these wrenches in a little bit. I don't know. I got a plan. I got a plan that I'm about to put in place.
You niggas keep listening to pipes in them, and you're gonna fuck this shit up.
Get some things under control. But all right, man. We've went round and round. The link in the chat if somebody else want to come up and add something to the conversation. Y'all let me know, or come on up if you got something you want to say. Oh yeah, and also yeah. Let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, make sure you pick up the book, family, as he says. Make sure you pick up the book. That's where you can find his books. Definitely, I just finished it over the weekend. It was definitely great. Oh, Naima, you good. You post all the links and be helping out. You like you the black YouTube moderator. You know, you moderate every channel. You good. Your range should be intact. I don't know about Sister George's, but you ain't gonna get snatched. But
I'm down, Bernard. Yeah. So y'all have a good day, bro.
Oh yeah, all right. Peace, Pablo.
Hey, you too, brother. Good. Hey, Bernard, have you noticed OnlyFans didn't save?
Didn't save what?
It didn't save them hoes, bro.
Oh
no. Did you know? Like, it was good for 5 minutes when the OnlyFans thing came out. It was the next greatest thing for the next 5 minutes. That done slowed the fuck down, ain't it? What I tell you, you were gonna get that first hit of curiosity because niggas was gonna pay that $5 to see the bitch next door they couldn't see. All right. It was the everyday girl that I wanted to see butt ass naked. I'll pay $5 out of curiosity. That was gonna happen for the first month or two. Then you gonna have the top 1% like you do in the whole world, right? You gonna have the top % of women making all the fucking money. And the rest of these bras out here are like independent artists with 360 deals. All right. Now they back on Facebook. I look, I don't comment much, but I observe everything, man. The thirst is back, man. Over now. It's bust.
Well, the problem with OnlyFans is these hoes are still lazy. And niggas are requiring more for their dollars in 2020.
About that, man. Them bitches clean.
Well, the problem with OnlyFans is Pornhub.
They lazy on OnlyFans.
Exactly.
They ain't clapping their ass enough, fast enough. What do you mean they lazy?
What do I mean by they lazy? I mean they think they can just put up an OnlyFans and niggas gonna buy. They be like,
right? They just think showing their titties online, they gonna make all this money. But everybody's showing their titties online.
Right? Like nobody's gonna pay you no money to see like a 2-second clip of you doing nothing. Like, bitch,
but they are. It's bitches with their cameras pointed at the ceiling.
Yeah,
making money. Like, come on, man.
But most women on there ain't making money like
we're
that.
talking about the average
Most women on there ain't making money like that.
To ugly bitches making thousands of dollars a month on OnlyFans. I mean, I get it. Like the $1 million hoes is gonna be a select few of them, but there are bitches making a living on that site, and they making a living by the tens of thousands.
See, this is what we got to talk about degrees, because I think there are women on OnlyFans making millions. There are women making thousands.
Let's take the millions out of it. These bitches are able to live better than me. And I got 2 jobs.
What percentage of women are we talking about? That's a small percentage of women that's making money like that.
Most of them are too lazy.
I'm talking about the average OnlyFans. The average OnlyFans bitch is making thousands of dollars per month. They don't have to make millions. They just have to make enough.
Well, they gotta put up more videos then, or something, more pictures, something.
Arthur, you sound like you're disappointed in the.
I'm disappointed in the quality of OnlyFans content.
Look, man, you cannot keep all the fat bitches.
Hold on, Zero. Here are the facts. the economics of OnlyFans. The median account makes $180 a month.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the
average. The top 1% of accounts make 33% of all the money.
Yeah,
the top
that's
10
normal
make
shit.
73%.
That's normal shit. I'm just saying, we're not pulling in money.
Damn, hold on, y'all. We gotta get back. We had a nice one at a time flow going the whole show. Now let's Zero. Go ahead and let me
I'm not negating anything you said. I said like the upper echelon bitches gonna make the money. The average is gonna be low, but these hoes is pulling in that money by the tens of thousands of bitches that are making a living off of that site.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, it's bitches with cameras pointed like out their window and shit. The camera ain't even on them. It's just the thought of that bitch being there. And like maybe at 4 o'clock, she sits on a fucking chair with tea in her hand and her legs crossed. And niggas just come in throwing money at her and shit. And
but you know what? See, this is where you're wrong, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what type of tea. What type of tea she's sipping on.
Oh, damn. Let me get this question out, and maybe we don't know the exact data on this, but once we get the top of the top off the table, when you say just regular chicks, somebody got to mute up. Okay, when you're talking about regular chicks making money doing that shit, is it basically like when you're talking about like just a regular average chick, she basically making like a, I don't know, $60,000-$70,000 a year living?
Yes, it is ugly bitches making money on that site. Again, I'm not disagreeing with Solid saying like the stats are right. Like the average chick is not making a lot of money. But all I'm saying is there are tens of thousands of women that are like average to ugly, pulling in tons of money on that fucking site. And I'm telling you, a lot of them they didn't even have the camera on them. It's bitches with cameras pointed at their stove because they walk in the kitchen every now and again and make eggs. and niggas be throwing money at them.
Not even bacon though, just the eggs.
I mean, I know it exists. I'm not arguing that don't exist. I mean, I know by tens of thousands. I don't know, but I'm saying this notion that women in general are just on here killing it on OnlyFans. It's like when you see the actress or the actor, most of them niggas is waiting tables. Even when you see them in a big movie, they broke as fuck. You think they make money because you saw that nigga in the movie, but they really broke as fuck. Because you saw that nigga on MTV Cribs, they really broke as fuck. Most of these people are broke as fuck. Most of them. Yes, you do have some women making money off of their stoves. Yes, that exists, but the mass majority of these women are fucking struggling.
Wait. They're making money at the Game Changer by the stove.
Got it. Zero. How do you I mean, I haven't been on anybody's OnlyFans.
Shout out to Game Changer.
I'm just trying to figure out how do you ascertain this information that it's just regular average chicks who just had a camera on their stove 24/7, but every now and then they walk by and make some eggs and they getting paid for just scrambling eggs with some little panties on, I suppose. Like are you doing actual research on this shit?
Research.
Like, I don't know what else to describe it.
Research. Literal research. Dead ass. I was like curious as to like how these chicks was like doing it and shit. And there was like it was not only OnlyFans, but it was like dating apps that was doing the same thing. Like it's dating apps with plugins to OnlyFans. Like I'm dead serious. Like POF has a plugin to different sites like OnlyFans and I think they had one on TikTok, but it's probably gone now. But they used to have like plugins to video sites and shit like that, and you can actually get an OnlyFans account. You can also like hop on, like there's different sites like what's it called, OnlySans or whatever. It's like a Chinese site where you can basically look at the stats of all of these apps and shit. It's just general statistics. And again, if you actually go on the site, you can see how many other people are in the room. Like it'll be like 40 dudes in the room, camera pointed at the ceiling, and these niggas is like hella cucking, talking about, oh, beautiful, I can't wait till you get back on screen. You don't even know how this bitch look.
I mean, they do the same thing on Snapchat now. The girls got all these premium accounts and shit. But the problem is, the reason why the average woman, now there are women out there making money, but the reason why the average woman ain't making that much money, because the hoe is lazy. She's lazy as fuck.
Yeah, again, dude, I watched the bitch.
They're lazy because they think men are really stupid. They just think that putting their titties up is going to be enough. And it's not, because everybody, see, I don't think this is all great things. See, y'all looking at it wrong. See, this is all leading you towards $30. Okay. This is all great. The moment that women en masse decide to sell their body, that's when you know it's over.
I'm not even going front. Like
the
shit I got going on.
Something that you saw. You about to say something.
Everybody try a site called I think it's called like Social Breakers. They'll show you like how much money these sites be making shit. But anyway, dude, bitches be having cameras pointed out their back window at trampolines. Trampoline. Because they want to put the thought in their head, like, I jump on this trampoline every day. Bitch, no, you don't.
But I think what Silent is saying, that's pretty profound. He's basically saying the fact that all of these females feel it necessary to go to sites like OnlyFans and seeking arrangements is giving you the indication that their experiment has failed.
Oh, no, he's right.
Yeah, so that's pretty profound, bro.
That is a good point.
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah, the OnlyFans shit has failed because these bitches are lazy.
This is beautiful, man. This is just all predictable. All you have to do is wait. Bernard, I told you before, you're going to start seeing attractive homeless women. We're almost there. You thought I was fucking crazy. When COVID came out, you thought I was crazy when I said you was going to be in the house until the summer. I have been trying to tell you, it's almost there. You were in the age of Aquarius, baby.
That's the only thing I don't think is going to happen because they have too many outlets. When OnlyFans goes away, some new shit going to pop up. Bitches been making money off of
there's
Twitch
no
forever.
net. They don't like you niggas, okay? They tired of giving you niggas free money.
Well,
all right?
Zero, this is where I disagree with you, Zero.
You see all of this. They're trying to get away from this baby mama-ism. All of this bullshit is tied. They're bringing the patriarchy back, baby. They're bringing toxic masculinity back, baby. $20, baby. $20.
Yeah, it's just gonna be some new shit that pop up every single time. These bitches been making too much money off of prostitution. This is the oldest profession for a reason. The only way this shit is gonna end is if a significant change comes about. Again, it would have to be like in the way of some type of legality where they legalize prostitution. And I mean actual legalized prostitution, or feminism shoots themselves in the foot, which they doing with the LGBT motherfuckers.
But you don't have to, Zero, because the average guy walking around, see, now your blinders are taken off. Okay? You've been walking around in this universe with your fucking blinders on. And you've been having niggas like me trying to take them off. Y'all been trying to let her talk. All right. I mean, you know what? Fuck it. Let her talk, because she gonna tell you everything. You know, letting her do what she want to do is gonna lead you back to the promised land.
It's kind of like what we were saying earlier, Bernard, when I was saying, listen, they are in hundreds of thousands of dollars of school debt. They have credit card debt. They got to pay off those car notes and that car insurance. They really don't have any money.
Right, but what's the Democratic plan?
Well,
there is none.
No, there is. I went over the policies of both sides.
Hold on, wait.
What's the plan?
To forgive the college debt.
No, Kamala Harris said something like $10,000.
No, Bernie Sanders said give all the bitches the money to pay for their college debt and give them free college. You know who's continuing that? Biden.
But Kamala
Give a damn about them getting free college. They're not going to have men. They want men to pay their bills.
All right, Oheen, go ahead. Oheen, respond to that real quick.
See, Kamala Harris, when she had her debate with what's the vice president's name again, Pence, she said $10,000, right? So I don't know if a lot of people caught that because basically, and we were laughing about that because I was like, if she approves that their debt will be decreased by $10,000, somebody who owes 180,000 now they're going to owe 170. You might as well keep it at 180. But she's not talking about forgiving their entire debt. She's talking about $10,000. So I don't know if the females caught on to that, but they need to pay attention to that. Yeah.
All right. Mel, was that you in the chat that said you wanted to break down something on OnlyFans? We kind of all right, cool. I'm gonna let you do that. We kind of straying off the subject. I mean, you don't really touch on OnlyFans in your book, but we kind of straying off. But the links in the chat, make sure y'all go check him out. He definitely wrote a book. I definitely got through with it over the weekend. Gave it. I had the audio book, so but you can get the audio book, the ebook, or the hard copy. So make sure you hit the links and check that out. But go ahead, Mel.
Shit, Bernard, I want to just make a point before you move, dog. I'll do it after.
No. Well, he was still on the OnlyFans.
No, not the OnlyFans. So like Enlightenment TV. Okay. So real quick, I went over these plans, right? The Democratic plan is an extension of the Bernie Sanders plan where they want to make 4-year colleges and universities and public institutions tuition free for families that make less than $125,000. Now, again, all of this shit is code. This is code. Like, this is for women. This is women shit. They just want women to get the money. They want to double the maximum amount of Pell Grants, which is like 6 G's right now. They want to double that to 12 for women. You gotta understand, like when I say this shit, it just put 4 bitches at the end of it. And then
telling me men who go to college can't partake in this shit.
No, you know it's gonna be like 1 man for every 1,000 bitches, and then they want to cut in half the payments on undergraduate federal student loans, so that you only pay 5% of your discretionary income versus the 10% you pay now. Again, for bitches. And they want to give $25,000 towards like campus housing and shit like that. So I mean, their last thing is they want to do 100% loan forgiveness on students that have made payments through the responsibility program that they have set up, which is again for bitches. So this is how they try to do it. They try to...
I can't. I guess I can't. I won't have that conversation. But I mean, I do kind of have a different idea. You know, I think we should have shit like that. You know, all that money you pay in fucking taxes. I mean, I'm for the American people, but
the problem with it is that women are not going to college for things that you can use in this new society that's emerging. They don't go for STEM programs. They go for history and art and, you know, bullshit like that. And ultimately waste 4 years, you know, and that's a waste of money. Now, here's the reason that's the reason they don't want Donald Trump to win, because before you get these loans, they make you take a class so you understand what's about to happen. And they still click yes and yes to everything. And then when it's time to pay it back, they get confused because they think the government is their boyfriend or their husband.
Yeah, so that's always been the case, that women just take more out of the system than they pay in taxes. I mean, that's, you know, especially with like healthcare and shit like that, you know. So
thank you for that super chat. New, he said, doesn't matter. These dudes still trying to cuff these chicks. All right, go ahead, Mel. You got the floor. You got the mic. What point did you say you wanted to make in the chat?
Hello, can you hear me clear?
Yeah, we can hear you. We got you.
Okay, how you doing, brothers? How you doing?
Doing good. Doing good.
All right, definitely. I would like to say Zero definitely right 100%. You know how these OnlyFans chicks is juicing these simps like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Not all of them is multimillionaires, but they're still making money than certain average Joes out there and shit like that, for real. And everything. And I could break it down how, because I seen an IG model posted on her IG page how she made money. This was before the pandemic. She made 30 G's in 1 month and shit. Because not just they selling the membership. Yeah. It's not just her selling the membership, but also she sells video through her membership to pay for play through the post, because they set up like a Twitter type post and shit. I seen another video how the OnlyFans is set up and shit. And there's a thing that's like called pay to click and some shit like that, where they have a charge price for that, and it'd be like 15-minute clips for like $75, $100, $25, like for 10 minutes and all that shit, exclusive clips. And then that's how they juicing a lot of these simps out there. Not only that, they got the
But that's a good thing though.
Exactly. Of course, yeah. Definitely.
So you saying so you saying that what they do is they basically just the dude pays $75 to get 15 minutes in a private one-on-one private chat, video chat, and while they sit there and they talking to the chick and she talking back, and they beating they meat while she twerking, basically.
Exactly. This is all good things.
Exactly. They feel like
I don't understand. Like we're positioning like it's a bad thing. Like great, they're making money being prostitutes. Great, I'm rubbing my hands together. The more money they make as prostitutes, the more I got them. That's you see, we're
in the strip club and shit. Like you go to the strip club, you tell me paying all this money, tip a girl, tell me you want.
That's
to fuck
a
her,
good
but she's
thing.
not going to fuck you.
It's a good thing.
Exactly.
Are we upset? Like, because it sounds like our thing is how much money they're making, but we're keeping our eye off the ball. It's still a great thing.
Exactly.
I finally just figured out. I've been struggling to figure out how do they even get to $30,000 a month. I've been struggling to figure that one out. But if she can make $75 in 15 minutes, and then she can work 3 hours a day.
Yeah. Do y'all remember back in like 95, 94, the Tyson fight?
Yeah.
Y'all remember that 2020 thing they did like right after that weekend where all of them bitches got rounded up for prostitution? And they found out they were all like really, really high powered position bitches. Because during the Tyson fight, that's when all of the prostitutes can make the most money they ever made in their life. Because all of those foreigners come from different countries and shit.
Yeah.
But the thing was, all of those bitches with high powered professions were the most sought after. Because them Saudi Arabian niggas, they didn't want regular prostitutes. They wanted astronaut pussy. So one of the bitches that got caught was a literal astronaut. Because one of the foreigners, they wanted space pussy. So they didn't want a regular prostitute. And all of the bitches that got and the chicks that got caught were literal high-powered profession bitches, because they were the ones. They were like, one bitch made $3 million that weekend. You understand how much money that is in 2 fucking days because of a Tyson fight?
Yeah,
and they did the whole expose on 2020, like right after that.
Yeah,
it was this dude, John Stossel. He did the fucking report. These bitches. This is why I say this shit ain't gonna go away. It's gonna be until it's legal, until they put some laws behind this shit, like all the other countries in the world. We're gonna just keep having shit pop up, and it ain't gonna never change.
But that's where I disagree.
Until they able to actually legally
legalize, yes, turn bitches into commodities.
They're going to be de facto selling it in some type of way.
Yeah,
basically just let them sell
and
it.
It's always going to be overpriced because of the illegality. Think about it. This bitch was able to get all this money because district attorney bitch motherfuckers like, I want legal pussy. Like I want the bitch who can change laws pussy. I want the astronaut bitch. I want the surgeon bitch. I want the bitch who can work on my brain. I want to fuck that bitch. I want to put my dick in her mouth, in her head. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like that fetish shit. So this shit is not going away until it's legal. It gotta be legal.
All right. Oheen and Bernard, man. We gonna wrap this bad boy up pretty soon, man. I'm gonna give you some last.
It's hard to respond to such pontification.
Hey man, it's hard to compete with astronaut pussy. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's not. It's really not. I mean, again, it's your what is the great reference I always make? It's like Jack hanging onto that freezing fucking raft. You don't understand. This is the last trick. This is the only thing else they have left to sell is pussy.
Exactly.
Okay. Once that fucking trick runs out, and see what you're not understanding is the average guy is seeing this every single fucking day. The girl next door in the average guy's head disappears just a little bit more. Every time he sees titties on sale for money, he loses just a little bit more hope. All those simps that you talk about are slowly going to get away because they're going to get inundated with so much pussy and titties in their face. And then they would have paid for it, that it will become worth nothing. And at that moment, they have absolutely nothing left to barter with.
Exactly.
All right, go ahead, Oheen. You got the last words. Take it from anywhere. Talk about it, something in your book where we just got done talking about. Pick it up wherever you want to take it. Give us the final.
Let me say this one last thing, Bernard. With everyone saying legalization, what you don't understand is by the time you get to that point, men won't give a fuck.
I love the way you talking, bro, because basically it's good that they came on because these are all things that's focused on in the book. So I'm glad that they came on because I even have a chapter about understanding sexual market value, right? And pretty much the more it's available, the less valuable it becomes. It's like
the basic rule of fucking economics is scarcity, player.
Yeah,
you make pussy so plentiful that it ain't worth shit.
Exactly. So it's like, basically, I talk about this story. It's a female, they called her Jessica or something, and she actually sold her virginity for $1.1 million dollars, right? And it was only because the other two offers were too low. One was like $1 million flat, the other was like 800,000. But the reason I talked about that was because I wanted to show that pretty much men value virginity and chastity so much they're willing to pay exuberant amounts of money for it. And not only did she become a millionaire overnight, but she also married the dude that gave her the money. So she won both times. So these females out here that's calling themselves being sexually free or expressing themselves or discovering themselves, they are ultimately killing their own value. And we all know what the retirement plan for prostitutes really is, So that's what's going on out here. So
hey, Oheen, the proof is in these TikTok videos. These young niggas is on the game. They like, oh hell no. Like these young dudes are not the dudes, even we growing up as players, they're still light years ahead of the game now that we don't put them on the game. These dudes are 15 years old, like these hoes ain't shit. Let me go ahead and get my money. I already know what to do. That's why they mad at these TikTok videos, bro.
Facts.
All right. Y'all heard it here from Oheen and Bernard, writ the wonderful book, the Gentleman's Book of Enlightenment, the MGTOW SYSBM Red Pill Guide. We about to take it out of here, about to get up out of here right now. Going to play the promo clip. Y'all see the links in the chat. You want to go check out the book. You can get the links. You can get the ebook, the audio book, or you can get an actual hard physical copy of the book, whichever one you want. But either way it go check it out. And we up out of here.
Hey, I appreciate you having me on, B-Man. Salute to you, Oheen.
Later, man.